Welcome back, everybody, to the Nonstop Podcast. Brand new episode incoming. What a brand new guest. Introduce yourself.
What's up, everybody? I'm Arian Ali Marazi.
We'll plug the boy in the description. We got a banger incoming.
Put my IG.
Yeah. Happy New Year, everybody. We got a giveaway coming up for 100 subscribers special. So, we'll post the description of that whenever we get the 100 subscribers. Just make sure you get all your friends, family. You might make $100 off or $50 off of it. So
let's get it.
Yeah, let's get it.
What do you think about all that?
The gas prices?
Yeah.
I mean, my whole thing is, it sucks if gas prices are high, but if you have a car or whatever you use that needs gasoline or diesel or whatever, you need to buy it. So,
facts.
Like, you can't really sit there and be like, oh, the gas prices are high. You just got to continue to be like, okay, what do I got to do to adjust to it? Because you as an individual have no control over that.
That's true.
Nobody does, I think.
No.
So it's like sitting around and complaining and doing nothing. So, it's going to go up, it's going to go down. That's how it is.
It's a good take.
And especially for people that drive like 6-cylinder cars, like they're just burning through gas all the time. Because my car,
like
I don't
me.
know. Yeah, because my car is a 4-cylinder, which is good, for like saving gas and stuff like that. But I don't know if you know that my car got stolen like not that long ago.
No, really.
I got it back after like a week or two, but where's I going with that?
You were saying your car's 4-cylinder,
yeah,
and it got stolen.
Yeah. So
what were you using? How long was it stolen?
Yeah,
for?
that's where I was getting to. So when it was stolen, I was using my motorcycle, the red one over there.
Okay, nice.
And so the good thing about that is I pay like super cheap gas. I pay like
I bet
$15 to completely fill the tank, and I get it takes me like 200 miles.
Really?
So I'm getting anywhere
off
from
$15.
Yeah, off $15. So I'm getting anywhere from depending on how I drive it, I'm getting anywhere from 50 to 80 miles per gallon.
Damn.
Which is really good.
We're live.
We can just keep the conversation going.
Oh,
just keep it going. We'll do an intro whenever.
I'll bet.
Yeah, we can do it.
It's going nice.
And then edit it.
Yeah. It's not that hard. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, my motorcycle, right? But now, the gas prices a month ago were at almost $6.
Yeah. Oh yeah. At one point it was in the sixes.
Yeah, cause
some places were 7, bro.
A month ago?
Not a month ago. It was 2 months ago.
2 or 3 months ago. 2 or 3, maybe 4 months ago.
Like September and summertime.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were super high.
Like some parts in LA, dude, the gas price was $7.50.
$7.50.
I didn't pay that shit, but
Dude,
I seen
the most
it.
I paid was $6 a gallon. I think that was $6.50 or something like that. That was the most I paid. And it was $70 to fill my tank.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know,
Insane.
but how have you been, bro? I know you're doing your your nightclub stuff. You're flying helicopters. How did you get into doing nightclubs and stuff?
Okay.
Well, I remember my Instagram. No, but I started out. You want to know how I got into nightclubs or flying? Which one do you want to know first?
Let's go over the nightclubs.
Let's go nightclubs first.
Okay, so basically, this actually happened this year or 2022.
Yeah.
So really recently, it's summer 2022, right before I turned 21. Because I just turned 21 in August.
Yeah.
I was always interested in nightlife and parties and stuff, but I always viewed it as a bit. I wanted to do it in terms of a business. I didn't want to just be the guy. Oh, show up to a party, hang out, get drunk, whatever. I was just I want to see because I know that the industry, especially nightclubs, it's very lucrative. It can be. So I was like, how can I get into this without being somebody that's just spending money and popping bottles, all that stuff. So I was like, maybe I'm thinking about getting into promoting or something within nightlife, maybe throwing parties, hosting or something. So that's a little side gig thing. Because my eventual goal is I want to own a nightclub as an investment, not necessarily a day-to-day owner, but just an investor, So,
right.
I was at this. I don't know if you guys know. I'm Persian, so
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was back around March and April. It's Persian New Year or whatever. They call it Nowruz. So I was at this. It was in Huntington Beach with one of my friends who, our moms are family friends, and she's around my age. I think you know her. Her name's Ilar.
I haven't met her. I think I've.
She went to Crestwood Elementary with us. Maybe Diego knows her.
I don't know
Ilar.
her.
Yeah. Anyways.
I don't know.
Maybe you show me a picture. I remember.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
But her and like some of her friends, we were all out at this like club / bar in Huntington Beach, and it was like they had rented the whole like bar or club out for like their event.
Damn.
And we were just at it hanging out. She was able to get us all in for free, and I met the guy who was throwing it. His name was Alex, another Persian dude. And I just met him, said what's up. We exchanged Instagrams, and I didn't really ask him, oh, what do you do, or like, you know, or I asked him what you do. He's like, oh, I'm throwing this, but I didn't really ask him too much, you know. I was just like kind of like, cool, whatever.
Cool.
Then like 4 or 5 months, not 4 or 5 months, maybe like 2-3 months later, I saw him post on Instagram, hiring promoters, DM me. I was like, all right, cool. So I just DM'd him, and he's like, this is what I do, and this is what you can do to help work with me. And I was like, all right, cool. So I started working with him, and he was a Persian guy. He knew I was Persian, so he started taking me into. He had connections to like nightlife in like Hollywood, West Hollywood, some of those clubs. Then through him, I met some other guys, and then from there, I just basically met the other guys that I met, and then they kind of like helped me start like hosting parties. And basically, what I do is I sub promote under them, and I bring them clients if guys like want to buy bottles or tables, or girls that want to come on the guest list. And he'll pay you a percentage of that. It's not life-changing money. It's not too much, but it's tapping into the industry and getting to know the business.
Yeah, foot in the door.
Yeah, so basically that's what I was doing. And I did it on the weekends alongside the regular work I was doing just so I could learn it. So that's how I got into that. And I basically did it because I wanted a second source of income. But now I realize it's not the best second source of income. It's fun and all, but if you really want to make money in nightlife, it's either you got to, I think, either work for a club for a specific job, even like security and stuff, which is what I'm about to actually get into, makes good money. It's like $25 an hour.
Damn.
You said security?
Yeah, like, you know, like nightclub security.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. And a lot these nightclubs I'm talking about, I don't know if you guys have ever been to them. It's a little different than like the nightclubs you'll see in like, let's say you go to downtown Long Beach or something. These clubs will not allow guys in unless they buy a table, a bottle service, or like to pay a stupid like $100 cover charge or something like that.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah, it's not, and they'll let girls in for free.
Yeah.
As long as they're good looking and get them at a whole section. It's the truth, though.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So just segue quick. How do you determine that? Well, are you in security? Like, are you one of the people at the front?
Not yet, but basically the people that determine that some clubs have just the bouncers / security that do all that, and some clubs have the bouncers and security, which all they do is check IDs, pat people down, make sure everyone's safe, everything good. But they actually have a doorman, which is actually the name of the position, a doorman, who works for the club, and his job is literally to let people in.
It's like a bouncer?
Different. He's just a doorman. He doesn't like check IDs or nothing.
Yeah.
That's a security job. What he does is he literally he'll judge the girls and be like, look at them and see if they're valid enough. Okay.
I like that. And what if they aren't valid? Does he charge them?
He might charge them. I've seen some clubs turn down girls.
Really?
Interesting.
And
what does that do for the general feel of the ambiance? Like, you just don't want to, like, they just don't want to see ugly girls in there?
Yeah, because they have a lot of like higher end guys going to these clubs, rich guys, celebrities, businessmen.
Money.
They want to. Their whole goal is we'll let these hot girls in for free, and it actually really does work. They'll get them in for free. What their whole like goal is, okay, the guys will come in and buy them drinks, and they do. It happens all the time.
Yeah, of course, sure.
So they're making their money back. Believe me, for letting these girls in for free and getting them a comp bottle, the guys will spend hundreds of dollars at them at the bar.
Yeah.
So, but if they come in now, if it's a ratio, let's say it's like, and it depends. You know, some guys like bigger girls. You know,
sure.
Everyone has a type,
but they want to go with the general like model type girl. You know, so let's say you have a ratio of like 4 skinny girls and 1 like kind of like bigger girl. They'll let that group in. But if it's all big girls and then, you know, and they're trying to like, you know, come in and
can't come in.
It depends on the night, but yeah.
You ever seen a flip out? Like a girl
I've
go
seen,
crazy on?
No, but I've seen funny story. What I've seen is, and recently one of the clubs that I was actually going to, it was called Highlight Room. They got like in trouble for turning down like a kind of a fatter girl because she was
no way.
Because she was like popular.
Wait,
she was like an influencer on TikTok and stuff.
Oh shit!
And she like made a whole rant about them.
Oh shit!
And then the funny thing was, it's like, listen. They came without a promoter, someone like myself. If they would have came with a promoter, they probably would have got in because they would have been with a promoter. They came in by themselves and like, hey, let me get in for free, just like these other girls that were good looking. And the announcer says, sorry, not tonight. you can either pay this much or buy a table or a bottle. Now, of course, if you bought a table or bottle, they don't care what you look like. If they're gonna spend money, they're gonna spend money.
They're
right?
in, yeah.
They're in. You know, they don't care. But if you're trying to, demand to get in for free and get everything, the drinks for free and all that stuff, and you're not even with a promoter, you're not willing to pay anything. It's like, at least be good looking.
Yeah.
Right.
Put in the effort. Yeah.
Wait, so you've seen
Put in the effort.
you've seen like the security tell girls that they can't come in for free.
I've seen one story one time. It wasn't at this club. It was another club. It was like two just fat girls, and they didn't know anybody there. They were trying to get in, and they weren't able to get in. The guy didn't really like deny them. But he just kept like ignoring them. Kept going to like the other person. Like
That's crazy.
And then finally, one guy said it wasn't the it was another like kind of like a club manager.
Yeah.
Came up and said he's like, sorry, you guys can't get in tonight. Not tonight, basically. That's what he said. And she turned around like crying.
Wow.
And I was like, it's fucked up, but
Let's go to a different club.
It's business, right?
I mean,
is it fucked up though? Like, what
I mean, I get where they're coming from, though.
Yeah. I mean, it's all part of the business, right?
It's a business.
And like
from
I
a business
said, like,
standpoint.
it's like most of these girls. It's funny, like this turns into the whole feminist talk and everything. A lot of these girls, the good-looking girls, right, like the skinny ones, or like the model type looking girls, will be like, "Oh, you're so pretty," blah blah blah, to these fat girls and stuff. When in reality, they know they're not gonna be able to get into the club. They'll be the first ones to kind of like laugh at
Drift
them,
off,
and be like, and not really say anything like, "Oh, that's my friend, bring her in." They don't care because they know they're gonna get in, get free drinks, get all this attention, which is one thing that. I think about Hollywood, it's like there's a lot of like snaky people in that industry. There's a lot of drug use,
of course,
which I don't like, but I think there's good money to be made if you like. And I'm not really a party type guy, but I like the nightlife industry,
party scene, yeah.
And like the only reason I did it was this turns back to flying helicopters and planes, which is what I'm doing. I wanted to make connections because, like I said, there was a lot of affluent celebrities and just business people and men that go to these clubs. It's a good place to make connections because that could lead to something else. That's another reason.
Yeah, a lot of networking, right?
Yeah, you can network quite well. Just having that status of I'll get you a table, it goes a long way with girls or with girls. The only thing you'll get with that is like attention or maybe like a hookup or something. But I didn't care about that at all. I was more into like I said, I want to meet businessmen or like men that have made it and then they go to these clubs to spend the money. It's like, oh, what are they doing?
Yeah,
that's really like how you
follow the example, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like how you start your network. I mean, you have to go out there and do stuff that you kind of maybe it's like out of your bubble. You know what I mean? And like, but a lot of people are scared to do that nowadays.
Yeah, unfortunately. And another thing about clubs, I'll tell you, if you're a guy, and I'm sorry to say this, if you're a regular dude trying to go to these like Hollywood clubs and stuff, West Hollywood, the clubs that aren't like that have like these bottle services and stuff only for guys. If you try to go in there and pay the $100 just to go in and just be on the dance floor and know nobody there, your goal is to get girls, you're not gonna get any girls. I'm telling you, all the good-looking girls are at some rich dude or some celebrity. I'm telling you, these are clubs that Drake and Future go to.
Yeah.
You really think some regular ass dude is gonna walk in? You think the girls are gonna give him attention? No, you already know whose section they're gonna be at.
Yeah.
The nonstop podcast section.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, I'm just playing.
That's crazy. So, I'm guessing all the girls kind of flock to like one section, and then they kind of move in groups. Or
well, there's multiple girls. Not all the girls are obviously together.
Yeah.
But like, there's multiple sections, multiple tables.
Yeah.
And each person has their table. But that table's either a promos table that has drinks or somebody that bought a table, and they have girls there.
How much are these tables? How much do they cost?
Starting $1,000 and above.
$1,000 for how long?
For the whole night.
The entire night?
Yeah.
Okay. And then does that include drinks or no?
I think the cheapest is like one. It depends on the club. There's some clubs that sell tables for $200.
Yeah.
But like I think that like these higher end clubs that start like $1,000 and above. If you get like the $5,000 table, it comes with a bottle service.
Okay.
I think. But if you get like the regular $1,000, no, it's a bottle service. And it depends what you want to get. It could cost $500, $600, $800. Here's the thing, my opinion about clubs. For girls, it's easy. If you're a semi good looking girl, you'll get into any club.
Yeah.
And even if you're don't know anybody there and you get in, some guy will come to my section just for the status,
just for having girls there.
Just having girls there. They don't even know you. As long as you're just semi good looking, I've done it. I've seen a girl and I'm like, hey, are you with anybody? No. All right, come to my table now.
Yeah.
And then my main host, he's like, hey, bring them. just because it fills the table and it makes you look, makes you,
Yeah,
the girls, it gets you the attention, right?
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, if you're a regular dude, or this is what clubs are. Clubs, in my opinion, for guys, it's a luxury, dude. It's like flying private jets. It's like
Getting on a yacht and stuff.
it's like getting a yacht. It's like getting a. Why? You're spending $500, $600, $800 on a bottle of tequila, which you can go buy $50 at the market or at the supermarket. Why would they spend that much? It's for the whole status of, hey, look,
Yeah.
I'm,
To
just
look
to show
good,
off,
yeah.
basically. So that's why I'm saying it's a luxury good in the same way of, you don't need to fly private, you don't need to get a yacht, you don't need to have a chauffeur drive or whatever it is, but you do it just because, one, you can afford it, and one's like, hey,
Because you can.
yeah, because you can. So that's what clubs are. These higher end clubs are. It's like, and people will spend the money and they make the money.
Would you say you need to spend money to make money though? Like, say you're an up and coming influencer, would you spend the dough at the club to get the girls come to you and just to get that popularity, or you think that's like a risk?
If you're doing it to get girls, clubs are easy way. If you got money, it's easy way. But if you're just doing it, yeah, you can kind of like basically like make yourself seen out there, like, oh, this guy's out there, he's at clubs. But I would do it on a celebration. I want to do it every weekend.
Okay.
I would just do it as like, let's say you just hit, like, let's say you guys hit 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Okay, let's go to the club and party it up or whatever. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you try to do it every weekend, I mean, even if you have the money for it, I think if you're not working in it, if you're not working in nightlife, not making money off of it, it's not.
It's kind of pointless.
It's kind of pointless,
Just spending money for spending.
Because you're not getting anything in return, right?
Yeah, I mean, just status, girls, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, some people, like, they want to do it. They have the money. Good for them,
Do you get a lot of people? Do you get like a lot of regular people that go to the nightclubs like regularly? Like, do you see a lot of the same faces, or is it like different people all the time?
No, I'd say different people all the time. But like, if you do see regulars, like I said, they're like, the club knows them. They're like, okay, this guy's a regular. Sometimes they don't even pay, and they'll get a bottle, or they'll just be at a section just because they've brought so much attention and revenue to that club. When I first started, like, nobody knew me. And I'm still not saying I'm like the biggest person. I'm not even close. But now, like, there are certain clubs I could go to. The doorman, security know who I am. Because they've seen my face multiple times. Oh, he brings good looking girls, whatever, to these clubs, and they have that level of respect for you, even if you're not buying anything from them. Just George, like, that's the guy I work with. He's a promoter. Okay, good. He's good.
Yeah, because I've seen you post on your Instagram how like you like advertise for like the nightclubs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What percentage or like ratio would you say it's like men to women? Like, is it mostly guys that hit you up, or is it mostly women?
To be honest with you, I've never had a guy hit me up.
Oh, really?
I've had guys, but I'm like, listen, if you want to go, it's either you gotta have to buy a bottle or a table, or just bring me like 5 good-looking girls with you.
Yeah.
Let's say you want to go, right?
Yeah.
And you don't want to buy a bottle or table. Cool. I'll be like, bring 5 girls, but you're the only guy.
Yeah.
I get you in for free.
Yeah. Okay.
That you can also do that. Let's say you come with a lot of girls, you'll get in.
Okay.
That's another thing you can do. They want the ratio to be obviously more girls than guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because go for it.
Oh no, you're good. You're good.
No, I was just gonna say, like, it's like you were saying, like, it's super easy for like the girls to get into nightclubs, right? Because I mean, most of them get in for free, right? If like they're good looking.
Yeah, even if they're not good looking, dude. If it's like a regular night, no celebrity there, a girl will get in.
Yeah.
Even I've seen big girls get attention at the club.
Yeah.
Everybody has their type.
Exactly. Yeah, it's true.
From what kind of dudes though?
Dude, I'd say a dude who gets protected by every other girl. Who's he gonna go to?
Yeah. So if he has no
tough.
other option, that's what he's gonna get, right?
That's tough.
Yeah, I mean,
That's tough.
see, I don't actually hit on girls in clubs. I don't. I view it as business
You're in there
networking.
for the business.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't care. I had girls come up to me and I'm like,
So
Would you say that? Well, what ratio or percentage would you say of those girls? It's like not really worth your time. Like these girls, they're just talking to any other guy.
you talking about me personally? Like, if I'm trying to like talk to a girl?
No. Like in general, like at the club, like how many of these girls aren't really like,
Oh, giving guys attention?
or giving every guy attention just for the sake of
Let's say it's not that many, right? Like, how many girls are giving guys attention?
yeah,
It's not like that, dude. Like, girls,
It's the other way around, right?
yeah, guys have to come
Guys
to the
have to come
girls,
to the
be like,
girl.
hey, what's up? How you doing? Very little girl. Now, girls will do it, but like I said, they have to either be super attracted to you or like view you as like, oh, this guy's think that you're like some sort of baller or something.
Yeah.
But have you guys ever been to any clubs? Like even
Nah,
like
I've
like
never been
low like a lower end like
Never been, like,
in Long Beach or like there's one in the Inside Club.
We don't go clubbing, bro.
Nah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool if you don't. I was like a lot of the clubs around here, let's say, or
Yeah.
even like that's not in West Hollywood. Guys, girls will get in the same. They pay
Yeah.
like $20 to get in. There is no tables. It's just a dance floor, bathrooms, whatever. Everyone's dancing. It's kind of like a high school party.
Yeah.
But if you really want to experience clubs like that, those clubs are like how it is. It's like there's a dance floor, there's sections, but like guys will not get in easily.
Yeah. So you mostly work in Hollywood?
For the clubs, yeah, Hollywood, West Hollywood.
West Hollywood, okay.
I hate that area. I've never lived there.
I mean, yeah. Well, I lived there for a bit, but I don't like it either.
I hate it. It's too crowded, too kind of dirty.
Really dirty.
It's fucking dirty. It's so fucking
Some
dirty.
certain parts are ghetto, but like it's where the clubs are, and that's the only reason. That's the only time I go out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you have you ever seen like a fight like dudes
Like an
getting kicked
actual
out or something
fist.
'cause
I've
they
seen
got
guys.
too drunk
I've
or
seen
something?
girls get kicked out.
What's the reason for that? Like,
They got too drunk.
They got
too drunk?
I got a story. I don't know if I should even say it.
Say it, bro.
But I was at this kind of like Latin / like reggaeton club.
Okay.
So it was mainly like Hispanic people.
Yeah.
And it was a club that I promoted. I knew the guy. We had a whole section and everything. We had ball stars, everything. And we had like over 10 girls at our section with only 2 guys.
Mm.
Good looking girls too. And they were there celebrating one of the girls' birthdays. They were all around our age, like 20, 20 or 21, 22, 23. And one of the birthday girl got super drunk, like faded drunk.
Damn.
And
Blackout.
she was almost like pretty much blacking out. It was
Yeah.
during like before Christmas. So it was actually recently. So like it was like about a month ago. So they had like Christmas like decorations up and the Christmas theme in the club. She was walking around knocking over like Christmas decorations,
Holy
like
shit.
basically, yeah, like
Damn.
tearing down shit. And I was like, security came and immediately got her and was like, "You gotta go," you know. And then she was
Yeah,
complaining like, "Why am I getting kicked out?" Blah blah. And then
It's
her
my
friends were like,
It's my birthday. I was gonna say
Yeah.
the same
It's my
thing. It's
birthday.
my birthday.
"Yeah, exactly." But like she's a liability at that point.
Yeah,
Of course.
Yeah, yeah.
So she's getting kicked out, and her friends were like going in there, and then she turns around when she got kicked out. When she's finally outside, she turns around. She's like, "That Armenian-looking kid drugged me."
She was talking about you?
She's talking about you?
'Cause I was like the
Oh,
only like
shit.
Middle Eastern dude
Yeah.
there, and like I could pass as Hispanic, but I guess they knew, you know, that I was
That's
certain
heavy,
features,
bro.
yeah.
that I was, you know, Middle Eastern. She's like that Armenian-looking kid at our section drugged me.
Nah, that's heavy, bro.
And I was like-
get
And then, dude, I got like a
that.
call the next morning from the
Yeah.
club management, and like the guy I was working with, and they're like, well, like you know, the story's complete BS. Like, I didn't do anything. I
They
didn't
got
even talk to
cameras
her
in
that
there,
night.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, it ended up nothing happening. Nothing happened,
Yeah,
but like,
yeah.
she was like, I'm gonna sue the club. You know, like they drugged. I'm like, first
I
of
can't
all,
believe they just throw shit like that around now.
Yeah,
You could get someone in prison for life for that.
Yeah.
You know, like and really deep shit for that.
so yeah, that's happened. But also, fights. I haven't seen. I've seen guys argue like war. I've never seen like a fist fight.
Hmm.
I've seen one time. This is a funny story.
Tell us,
This
bro.
this black guy,
Okay.
all right, and you know, I don't know if you got not to be messed up.
Not
No,
at
you're
all,
good, you're
Not
good.
at all.
Black guys, some of them tend to be really overly confident, right? Like I can do whatever. Right?
Yeah.
I'm getting this club, whatever. So he's there. Now, to his credit, he was with his girlfriend, right? And his girlfriend was with all her friends, and she was an Asian girl and had like a bunch of white girls with her.
Okay.
Ooh, Asian girls.
And the doorman lets all the girls in, and the promoter, who they're all with, stops the guy at the door. He's like, "All right, you stop right there."
I was gonna ask you if that's ever happened. Yeah.
and then he's like, "That's my girl, bro. Like let me in."
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was right there behind him, like watching, and he's like, "Hang on, just stand right here, one moment, whatever." He's like, no, get me in. That's my girlfriend. Why are you not letting me in? Blah blah blah. He's like going back and forth, and he's like, the doorman's like, step back. He was trying to step in. He's like, step back. And the security was like, dude, step back right out. And then he turns around, he's like, do you know who I am? To the doorman. And the doorman's like, do you know who I am?
Yeah.
And the doorman, I know the doorman. His name is Anil, the same guy. He basically has access to every major nightclub in LA, even though he works at this one. So he's basically saying, do you know who I am? Like, I could get you banned from this club right now. He could. He
Yeah.
could tell him, this guy, get his picture. If he ever comes out, he's off.
Yeah.
They go back and forth, and he's like, get his girl. He's like, and his girl, and he's like, which one's your girl? This is the funny part. He's like, grab his girlfriend. The doorman tells the security, grab his girlfriend and bring them both out because he wants his girlfriend. And he's like, no, forget that. Just let me in. Basically, he's getting frustrated that he's gonna bring his girl out. It's gonna be a whole thing, and he ended up getting in. I kind of walked away. I don't remember how, like, what he said, what he did, if they charged him or whatever. But he ended up walking because I saw him later in the club. But yeah, like I've seen stuff like that.
That's crazy. I was gonna ask you, like, have you ever seen like a guy just come with a bunch of good-looking girls and they're like, all right, buddy, you can go. Like,
Yeah, I mean, that's the only, like, usually I've never seen like a guy get denied if he comes with. I think the doorman thought that he wasn't with that group, was trying to just like sneak in. Yeah. But then I later confirmed, like, okay, he's with them, and he was the only guy. So I was like,
Yeah.
I mean, as a guy, that I feel like that's just so embarrassing. Like, you don't want to get done like that. Like,
yeah,
you know,
I kind of felt bad,
in
like,
front
his
of all these
girlfriend was like
girls
looking
and
at
stuff.
him, you know.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
Damn. That's fucked up, bro.
That's fucked up.
That's fucked up. Like,
But-
damn, bro, that's my girl. Trying to get in there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But like the worst thing you can do is like make it worse. You know what I mean? Like the worst thing you can do is start arguing with the guy that controls the nightclub. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
That's like the worst thing you could do.
Yeah.
And I was like,
That'll get you in trouble.
I was about to be like, dude, imagine this girl just walks away. I thought she was like his girl. And the club was like a little bit more down.
She's like,
And
I
it's
don't know
like
that
an
guy.
elevator to, like, it's a rooftop club.
Oh.
So I was like, I thought she was about to walk away and he's about to be stuck right there. I was like, oh, this fool's about to like just run in there. Like,
That's crazy, bro. But what's it called?
yeah.
So you're doing your nightclub stuff.
Yeah, it's only one aspect, right?
Yeah,
that
you're
we
doing your
know.
nightclub stuff, bro, and I see that you're into like flying helicopters.
Yeah.
Did you start
Badass.
doing that before the nightclubs or after?
Before.
Before?
Yeah.
When did you start? When did you realize
I
that you
started
wanted
that
to get into
like,
flying?
like March of this year. So I'm on, like, if you want the whole story, like the whole backstory to it.
Yeah, tell
Yeah.
us.
We got time,
Well,
bro.
what got you into it?
Yeah,
Why?
yes.
What makes you,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, love it?
I just
so
don't
much?
want to give you if you guys, oh, he's talking too much or
No,
whatever.
no.
That's what you're here for, bro.
Yeah. Okay, so this goes way back to, let's take it back to 2020.
Okay.
Or let's take it back to 2020. So I was going to El Camino College
Yeah.
from 2019, the year we graduated high school. So the fall all the way up until March 2020 when COVID hit and all classes went online. I was going to school. I was going to get my G or what is it called? The
AA.
AA, yeah, just in regular, and then I didn't know what I was gonna do.
Yeah, that's how I am.
And classes moved online. I was like, I'm not gonna do this. Screw this. I'm not gonna do online. And by the way, can we cuss on this?
Yeah, you're good,
Yes.
bro.
Yeah. All right.
Not for kids.
So I was like, I'm not gonna do this shit. Screw this online, because I know myself. I was like, if the class is gonna be online, I know I'm not gonna show
You're
up.
just giving yourself a reason.
Yeah,
not
it's
to
like
do
it's
the
just
work.
wasting my money at that point.
Of course.
Yeah.
So I basically dropped out. I did drop out.
Yeah.
I dropped out and I wasn't doing anything, and everything was shut down at the point. A lot of people were losing their jobs, yada yada, whatever. I wasn't doing anything for like a solid 3 months, dude. Like just sitting at home playing video games. I was like, what am I gonna do in my life,
Yeah.
And I started working. I don't know if you guys seen my older Instagram stories. I would go out to the ports and the ships.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I started working with my cousin. I think you know him. His name's
Yeah.
Amir.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah.
We have a good story with him, don't we? You remember?
Yeah.
At the mall. We'll tell it later, but go for it, bro.
You gotta remind me though, but I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So his job was, he used to do ship inspections at the port of LA, Long Beach, and sometimes Oakland.
Okay.
So he would everyone thought he was a longshoreman. No, he wasn't a longshoreman. He would basically go on board the cargo ships and inspect their fuel tanks, their fueling process, and take a fuel sample and send it off to a lab to analyze it, because they're taking, or if they're, let's say they're discharging oil, like a crude oil ship, he would go on board and basically survey the transfer and then do an Excel sheet. So he was doing a ship inspection.
That doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah, so he got me into that, and I started working with him, and then I met another guy who did that, and I started working with him too. I was working with both of them. And then my cousin Amir's work kind of slowed down, and I just started working with this guy mainly. This guy who's based out of Oakland, but he had ships down here, LA, Long Beach, and he's like, "Hey, I need you to do it for me." So I started doing it. I started working for him, and he used to pay me under a 1099 contract.
Yeah.
I was making good money. I was making like $500 each ship.
Wow.
Wait. So you were you're self-employed at that time, right?
Basically, I was self-employed. Yeah.
Wait.
yeah.
So how does that self-employment work? Like, are you getting paid for?
I was
like,
getting
how?
paid under as a subcontractor,
Yeah,
basically, but I was getting paid for each ship or each inspection I did on a
Okay,
ship. So
okay.
per ship, and he was
Got it.
giving me like 4 or 5 ships a week.
Okay.
Okay.
I was busy
gonna
in the
ask
summer
you
of
how
2000
like,
in the summer of 2020. Busy, dude. That's all I did. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. This is cool. I was making decent money, and he sometimes sent me to Oakland, pay for the flight, whatever. Only thing I didn't like about that job was I'd get paid so late. Like the payments, like I'd be getting paid 30 days, sometimes 40 days after I do the job, and I have to like make an Excel sheet on my own to like track each payment and send it to him. And he's like, "They're not sending me the money. I'm waiting for the company to send me, and then I got you." Blah blah blah. I'm like, "All right, cool."
Damn.
Yeah.
So, I was doing that though. I was doing that all summer 2020. So like when most people were sitting at home, that's what I was doing. I ended up actually doing something. And like I said, I was making decent money, but I was like, I knew that's not what I want to do. It's work to 3-4 a.m. in the morning sometimes, and then going back to work again sometimes at 10 in the morning, because it's like not a set schedule. It's like whenever there's a job that comes up, you gotta go, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was doing that, and then like I was like, I need to find a job. In my mind, I was like, being in maritime and working at the ship supports, I was like, oh, I want to do the tugboat captain. I don't know if you guys know what tugboats are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the smaller boats that bring in and guiding ships. I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to go like drive those. And I learned a little bit about it. I was like, oh, that's yeah, you brought it up. That's what's up.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, I want to do like ship assist tugboating, because I knew they make good money, and I was in the industry. I talked to a few guys.
Yeah.
I was like, that'd be a cool job, to do. So I learned a little about the school and everything, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this. And then I was like, my mindset was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna work for another like year or so, save up money, and go to the U.S. Navy.
Oh wow.
This is what I wanted to do.
Okay.
Right. And I was like, I'm gonna go to the U.S. Navy. I'm gonna go for 4 years, and they're gonna pay for my tugboat school.
Yeah.
It's like a 2-year school up in Seattle that I found. It's like a trade school pretty much,
Okay.
and you learn how to drive those boats. And you can make really good money as a captain on those. Like, it's a 6-figure paying job.
That's awesome.
It's something that I found cool and interesting at the time. But anyways, I started working. I continued doing the ship inspection as like a contractor, but then I started working at the airport. My job at the airport was I was like a ground crew guy.
Okay.
Maybe you want to pull this out, like the guys that marshaling the planes.
yeah.
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 So we have
Okay.
a guy that does that, right?
Yeah,
Your
we have
friend?
a
my
friend.
neighbor.
Yeah, your neighbor.
But who were you with?
I was with a company called Menzies Aviation.
Menzies Aviation.
They were yeah, that's what I was doing. But we were at first I started doing cargo planes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically it was like foreign cargo planes, not like FedEx, UPS. Well, we did UPS, but we did like Air China cargo, Qatar cargo. They would bring like cargo from all over the world, these huge pallets. We'd load and unload the plane, and then obviously marshal it, tow it, all that stuff. So I was doing that while I was doing that, and I was like, I kind of started getting into aviation at that time. And I literally only did that job because that job, the other job I was doing, the ship inspection, wasn't consistent like pay, right?
Right.
Or like it was late, and I was like, dude, I can't really, And I was still living with my parents at the time. So I did that with them, and then eventually, I moved into doing passenger planes when it started to pick up again. Because it was still like during COVID and people weren't flying. When it started to pick up again, I moved to the passenger side. Just it was a little easier. And then that's when I moved out of my parents' house, and this was like January of last year. So literally 1 year ago.
Okay.
I moved out. I had an apartment with my roommate of mine. He was actually a friend. I don't know if you guys remember a guy from high school. His name was George Ortiz.
George.
Ortiz.
Yeah,
I remember Ortiz, I think.
he was brothers with, I don't know if you guys know, he was the cross country runner. He's like the fastest guy. What was his brother's name? Armando Ortiz.
Armando. Oh, I think I remember Armando.
Yeah.
I think Armando sounds more familiar.
Senior? When we were seniors? Or?
Yeah, he was the same grade as us.
Okay.
And his brother was the same grade as us too. I knew his brother from San Pedro High, and I asked him and a bunch of other people I knew, hey, I didn't want to be roommates with a random person.
Yeah,
I wanted to be
of
with
course
someone
not,
at least I knew, even if I wasn't like close friends with them, someone that, I actually considered hitting up Patrick, but I didn't do it.
Yeah.
But anyways, he's like, hey, my brother, George and Armando, he's like, my brother who's a little older than us, I think he's like 27, 28.
Yeah.
Is looking for a roommate. Anyways, long story short, me and him ended up becoming roommates. We moved into a apartment here in Torrance, and I was still working at the airport and still sometimes doing a ship job. But then I started working, and my whole goal was to, okay, I'm about to go to the Navy. I'm about to go to the Navy. I'm about to quit my job and go to the Navy. They're gonna pay for everything. Then I got transferred from LAX airport where I was working to John Wayne Airport in Orange County.
Nice.
Okay.
And I got transferred to the private jet division.
Okay.
So I started working with private jets now, doing the same thing, like marshaling them in, fueling them, all that good stuff. The bullshit work. No.
Would you say
It's
a
important work, man.
transfer was like a promotion, or it was just like
No.
kinda
I mean,
lateral?
I just kind of wanted to because I was like, oh, I want to be around private. Listen, at that time, I was like a little kid in a candy store. I wanted to be around everything, bro.
Yeah,
I
of
was like, I want
course.
to try this. I want to try
You're
this.
learning,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah. And I moved over and we started working with private jets. And it was a little bit more chiller for me. I liked it, and it was cooler to me. It wasn't all about like. There was more people that were in there because they loved aviation. A lot of the guys that worked with they didn't give two craps about planes.
Was it a little bit more personal working with like
private jets?
with private jets, a little bit more personal.
And I see a few celebrities in that
Yeah?
line of work. I saw Vanessa Bryant, Kobe Bryant's wife,
Okay.
and their kids. They got off a private jet, and I actually talked to her like, she basically gave us a tip for helping her with her luggage.
Was
That's
this
awesome.
post?
Yeah,
Like
after
Kobe?
yeah, this is way after. This was this year
Oh wow,
in like March or something. Yeah.
That's crazy.
tragedy that.
Mike Tyson, I seen him. I didn't see him from like close up, but I saw him. Get off of it.
Yeah.
I saw who was the guy? George Lucas. The guy.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you more water.
Yeah. Appreciate
Do
it.
we have more? Is there more in there?
There isn't water in here.
And then I started working with private jets, and then at the time I was like, oh, I'm still gonna go to the Navy, whatever. And then I met some guys that were working in the on my whole mindset shift was now like, okay, what I want to do now, I want to fly helicopters or planes.
Mhm.
So this is when I was kind of starting to think like in my mind like, oh, look, I don't really like tugboats anymore. I want to do this. I want to become a pilot.
Yeah.
So I made that decision that I want to become a pilot, but I haven't started anything yet. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm just gonna still do the whole plan of go to the Navy, get out, do 4 years in the Navy. Instead of going to tugboat school, I'll go to flight school and they'll pay for it. They'll pay for anything, right? They'll pay for college, whatever. That's what I was thinking.
Mhm.
Then I actually met 4 guys that were 2 of them were in the Marines, 2 of them were in the Navy
Mm.
that worked at this private jet place that I worked at in Orange County. And they're like, dude, they're not gonna pay for shit. They straight up told me that.
Wow.
And they're like, they'll pay for your schooling if you go to a 4-year university.
Oh, they're not a trade school.
But if you go to a trade school, flight school, it's very, very hard to get the VA to fund that. And I did a little bit more research on this. I asked a couple more people. I actually went and talked to a recruiter, all this. And it ended up being true. I was like, damn, that sucks, Like you can't actually, they're not going to pay for it. So I was like, and flight school ain't cheap. Neither is it that type of flight school is expensive. Dude. If you want to get fully rated as a helicopter pilot or a multi-engine jet pilot, it's going to be around like 80 to 90K.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
You know?
crazy.
So I was like, they're not
It's
gonna pay
nice,
for
yeah.
it, dude. What am I gonna do? So I was like, I gotta start hustling and just like saving money, dude. And but now I had started flight school. I had a little money saved.
Mhm.
I started flying helicopters. I went to helicopter. At first, I was like, oh, I want to be a helicopter pilot. I want to be a line pilot, like flying to offshore oil rigs and
So
helicopters.
can I ask like what when did you fly helicopters? Because I've heard a lot that helicopters are a lot harder to fly.
They are.
Yeah, I've heard that like pilots that don't get accepted for jets go to helicopter school, like in the Navy or in the Air Force.
Maybe I haven't heard that, but that's probably true. Well,
Yeah,
helicopters are harder to fly than planes,
Yeah.
to the simple fact that helicopters aren't designed to fly.
right.
That the pilot has to force it to fly.
Yeah.
A plane is absolutely designed to fly. A plane's engine could fail and it's still like gliding.
Yeah.
A helicopter, basically, if its engine fails, it's falling like a
Mhm.
rock.
Yep.
Right.
So
That's crazy, bro. That's scary.
yeah, but I decided to fly helicopters just because
Wow.
I still my whole thing was I still wanted something like different.
Mhm.
And what I was doing was I was just looking around. I was like, oh no, to me helicopters were way cooler. I thought the money was better. But then I started working in aviation, and well, I want to like kind of backtrack. So I started helicopter flight school, and I was doing it, and I had some money, a little bit of money saved. So I was just using my savings at that time,
Mhm.
and this was like early this year. And I was just going to my flight school's right here in Long Beach Airport,
Mm-hmm.
with a helicopter company called Anthelion Helicopters, and we're flying the R-22s, the little 2-seater ones. That's what you
Yep.
start out in. It's like flying those Cessnas.
Mm-hmm.
But I started in that, and I was like, I want to be a helicopter pilot. I want to go either fly like firefighting or EMS or the police or
That's awesome. Yeah.
yeah, something like that, or like even there's helicopter pilots that do like they fix power lines and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, and inspect power patrols. But then, just being in aviation, just being around pilots, and then getting into the club scene,
Yeah.
I was like, dude, to be a helicopter pilot, to get to that bigger like higher paying jobs like EMS, firefighting. You need so many damn flight hours,
You
so
need a
much
lot of
experience.
and you need to be doing it for years, right?
For years, just to get to like
Yeah.
100K to 120K a year. I was like, I don't want to do that.
Wow.
I don't want to be like 45, 50 flying,
Yeah,
just
you
getting my
wanna do that
barely
now.
my. I was like,
Yeah.
I love aviation. So midway through helicopter flight training, I was like, no, what can I do in aviation that's like really cool still?
Mhm.
That can make good money. And what I really wanted to do, I wanted to travel. You could still travel as a helicopter pilot, but not as much obviously as an airplane pilot. I wanted to
Yeah.
travel like and have fun traveling,
Right.
not just
Yeah.
work.
Mhm.
And being in the club scene and seeing like these more affluent people, I was like, oh, I want to be a private jet pilot now.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I still to this day, that's what I want. My main goal is.
Yeah.
So I started flying helicopters. I'm almost getting my private pilot license in helicopters. I'm almost done with that.
That's awesome.
But what I'm basically gonna do is, the reason I didn't just quit it, I was like, okay, I don't want to just like, I'm already almost done with it. I might as well at least get the private helicopters and then go to a flight academy for fixed wing, which is planes.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to take a loan out. It's like 80K, or actually it's gonna be like 70K because it's already coming with one license. So if
Wow.
I come in with a helicopter pilot's license, I basically all I need to get is an add-on
Mhm.
for the airplane, which is because like the ground portion, the radio calls, the what's it called, like the flying in like foggy weather, it's all the same. The only main difference between plane and helicopter
Right.
is the actual controls.
Right.
So you basically just have to learn how to fly different like aircraft, but
Yeah.
everything else is the same. So that's why you don't need as much hours if you come with one license versus the other.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what my plan is to at least finish that, which I'm going to finish within the next 2-3 months. The
Cool.
helicopter private, and then go to a flight academy in Long Beach Airport called ATP Flight School.
Okay.
It's like a 9-month program. They'll put you in it. They'll get you from basically zero to multi-engine commercial rated ready to fly jets in 9 months.
Wow.
But it's like 5 days a week, full time, and it's going to cost like around 70 to 80K. But I'm gonna take the loan out, and I'll do it. And then they actually hook you up with airlines, and even like private jet charter companies
Mhm.
to basically you can basically get employed through them.
Mhm.
So they'll hook you up with a job after you get your hours and stuff.
Okay, that's cool.
Sick. Just kind of a personal question.
Yeah.
How would you say your parents feel about it? About you? Because I'm only asking because I know it's kind of a dangerous line of work.
Yeah.
You know,
It can be, yeah.
I just want to know like how your family feels about
Dangerous?
that.
I mean,
Yeah.
it can be. No, I mean, there's always a risk when you're flying, whatever it is, planes, helicopters, always a risk. I do think planes are safer than helicopters. There's obviously less plane crashes. There's helicopter crashes that probably happen every month,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but you're not gonna see a plane crash every month.
No. Well, yeah. Maybe like
Maybe like a
light
small
aircraft.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what the number one reason why helicopters and planes crash. It's not mechanical issues. It's always almost like 90% of the time it's pilot error.
Yeah.
Pilot error.
Mm.
And weather too, like fog. Fog can kill pilots. That's what happened with
Yeah.
Kobe.
Yeah.
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 And there's ways you can still fly in fog and stuff. But my parents, I think my dad's always been into aviation. Like he's always liked it. He's never like had a job or anything in it, but he's really so he's fascinated. My mom, she's just saying, oh, it's gonna be really hard. Like they're not gonna let anybody be a pilot. But she looks at it like the stereotype. There's a lot of older pilots.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But now there's a big pilot shortage actually.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Yeah.
Both planes and helicopters.
Mhm.
But the reason I continue to finish the helicopter pilot license, since my decision was to go into the corporate aircraft, corporate aviation versus cargo planes or passenger planes, is if you go into corporate aviation flying private jets for celebrities, businessmen, executives, whether it's 135 or 91, which the difference between that is basically Part 91 means you're flying for a private aircraft, like somebody who actually owns the plane, whether it's a person or a company that owns their own plane, or Part 135 is like a charter company, which is where you're like somebody comes and rents the aircraft.
Okay.
Either one, a lot of those companies, they have helicopters because a lot of rich people also fly helicopters, right?
Yeah.
Fly in helicopters for short distance. So it's like if you're coming in as a dual rated pilot, which is what I'll be because I'm gonna get the helicopter and then the fixed wing. That's very rare. There's very I think it's like less than 2% of pilots are dual rated. I know how to fly
Oh,
both
wow.
a plane and a helicopter, so it's an advantage. Like okay, my main career job I want to do is private jets now, but I can still have the the add on for a helicopter because I already started in it. And I could always have something bad to have,
Of course.
And you said that like straight out of like it's like a course or like more of a school.
It's like a trade school. Almost.
Okay,
it's like a trade
school.
It's called a flight school, but it's like a trade school, and you don't need a degree
Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
nowadays to become. Some airlines require it, but in the corporate aviation world where I'm going, private jets never needed a degree.
Yeah.
It's more about connections
Yeah.
and your experience and your level of how you can fly a plane. They don't care about your degree.
So do you have like your private license for helicopters?
Almost 2 months.
Almost.
In about 2 or 3
And then
months, I'll be
after that,
finished.
you're thinking about getting your.
Well, I'm gonna for sure after
fixed
that
wing.
go get a loan and go to the ATP flight school and finish in like 9 months my
ATP,
fixed
okay.
fixed wing.
And you said that
Badass.
right out of school, you're able to get a job. Like they'll put you with the job.
This flight school I'm going to,
Mhm.
they work with different airlines and
Yeah.
private jet charter companies, and they call it the airline or like job work partnership program. So if you go in and you do the 9 months of like the academy and you get your ratings
Yeah.
on all your licenses, you're guaranteed like an interview with one of those companies.
Mm.
Okay, that's really good because like surely like since like there's pilots are more in demand right now, right?
Yes.
Because I've heard
Sorry.
that like with like let's say you're like a lawyer, like you become a lawyer or
Right.
you become somebody that knows how to code and you're fresh out of college, it's super easy for you to get a job because
Right.
they're very high value like the people that hire you, like it's like there's just a lot of demand for that, so you can
Right.
get hired right off the bat. Versus like if you do something that everybody else knows how to do, it's kind of you kind of spend a few months trying to find a job. But what's really cool about that is that straight out of your school, you can kind of have your you could put your foot in the door with either a company or an interview or something
Right,
like that.
exactly. And then that's why I chose them because one, you can go and get it to like another school, but if you don't want to do an accelerated program, it might take you 2-3 years to get all that ratings. I wanted to do it as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Of course.
And I was like, I don't care if I take the loan out. You'll make it back. You'll make
it back.
very good money as a pilot and even a private jet pilot. And my goal is to fly Gulfstream G550s or G650s.
Nice
Might want
plane.
to bring that up. Those are cool jets. That's the ones that Elon Musk has.
You said G550?
Yeah, Gulfstream G550.
Gulfstream G550.
You know that song? It's like an old song. It goes like feeling fly like a G6.
Gold
Oh, yeah,
fronts are
yeah.
fucking nice, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, those are
Yeah.
wow,
I like
those are really
aviation
nice,
a lot
yeah.
too, but
Yeah, they're beautiful planes.
and so what made you get into what made you choose the ATP besides like a private school?
Just because they have the accelerated program and
Mhm.
they work with multiple different airlines and private jet charter companies and assist you in finding a job, and they even guarantee you an interview.
Sure.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's worth something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So you said you plan on taking out a loan, right?
Yes. I mean, it's to save up $80K, dude.
No, yeah, that's how much like
That would take a long time.
where. So you're just going to? I'm.
It's through the school. It's
Oh, okay,
It's,
you're through the
it's,
school.
It's not like a student loan, like a government funded.
Yeah.
It's a private loan,
Okay,
and they have competitive interest rates. I have good credit, thankfully, and so does my dad.
that's
So if he needs to, you could co-sign. But
Wow.
it's like, to me, it's like taking on another like car loan. Like
Yeah.
if you people go spend $80K on a car, I'm gonna spend it on flight training.
In school. Yeah.
it's an investment, right?
Yeah, and that's why I'm trying to get into nightclub security because, like I said, that school is full time, 5 days a week. So I can't have a regular 9 to 5 day job
You're
when I
need
do
to work
that.
on weekends and
So I need to work on weekends, and I was like, what can I do? That's why I'm trying to do nightclub security, so I could do that on the weekends, and it pays still good. Kind of like stop the promoting for a little bit. If it happens here and there, I'll do it. But something that could actually be more steady money,
yeah.
and then the weekdays just do that. And then the first job you're probably gonna get is a flight instructor, just because like aviation's kind of weird. You need to like, let's say you get your multi-engine rated license, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna have like 230 or 350 flight hours.
Mhm.
If you know somebody and you're really, really well connected, they can probably get you a jet job. Definitely not an airline job because the FAA mandates that you have minimum 1,500 hours
Wow.
to fly for like Southwest or any airline.
1,500.
But private jets, there's leeway, right? Like let's say you own a jet and you want to hire me as your pilot, you could hire me at 300 hours, but your insurance is gonna go a lot because I'm a new
Right.
pilot.
Newer driver or
Yeah,
pilot.
yeah.
Yeah, my bad.
But people will do it, because they trust that person versus like, you know what I mean? They know that person, whatever. But you just become a flight instructor, you build your hours, make the connections, and good thing is I also chose another reason why I chose planes versus helicopters. A lot of helicopters are single pilot jobs,
Mm-hmm.
so it's a pilot in command always. It's one pilot, but versus like jets like these, there's always 2 pilots.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the pilot in command needs to have the actual lot of hours, but you can get a co-pilot right seat first officer job with lower hours, and you'll still meet the minimums for insurance because you're a SIC, a second in command, versus a pilot in command. And then once you get the hours in that, you can move to the left seat. And become,
Okay. So you could still accrue hours the same way as a right seat driver, or would it?
yeah, you can,
yeah.
you can.
Yeah.
But as a second in command, not pilot in command.
Yeah.
Right. So, question, like, there are some private jets that only require one pilot, right? I think.
Very like I think it's like
few jets, right?
I believe it's like with what goes by weight or
Okay.
passengers.
Okay.
But most private jets have 2 pilots.
Oh yeah.
Even the small ones, like the ones that have
Right.
like 5 passengers, they have
Cessna Citation or something like
like a
that.
Cessna Citation. Yeah, they have
Yeah.
2 pilots.
Mhm.
Something like a Gulfstream.
Yeah.
If they're flying internationally, they sometimes have 3 pilots.
Okay. Like
'Cause-
a stand.
Yeah,
like
because they need a rest and stuff because they're
navigator
flying
or something
16
like that.
hours.
Okay. Yeah.
These jets, these Gulfstreams like this,
Yeah.
have the same range as like an Airbus A380.
For sure.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
And you guys fly like 45,000.
Yeah, 45,000 feet.
Yeah.
And they're very quick. They're very luxurious. Yeah, no, they're beautiful.
Super
Have
beautiful.
you flown in one?
Not in. I've been in one. I've
You've
never
been in
flown in one.
Oh,
How
I'd like to.
how liable are you held if? Is there some type of insurance you need to have when you fly one, or how does that work?
As a
Sure.
pilot?
Yeah.
Company like.
I mean, no, the company you work for or the person you're flying for or whatever.
Okay.
And usually a person that owns
Do
their
they-
own private jet doesn't have it under their own name. They have it under their company name or something.
Right. So
Mhm.
would they take on the liability then?
As a pilot, well, yeah, they have you. Like, they're paying for the insurance. You're not
Yeah.
paying for anything as a
Okay,
pilot. You're
okay.
getting paid
Right.
a 6-figure salary just to fly them around and
Yeah.
go wherever they're going and hang
Yeah.
out with them there, wherever they're, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the thing is, as a private jet pilot, you kind of are on standby.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
every major corporation you can think of has a private jet. Like their executives are not flying fucking Delta or
Coach.
Southwest.
Yeah.
Well, what would you say is more, I guess, demanding as standby? Would you say a charter, or kind of just an assigned to one?
Well,
plane?
if you're a
That's
charter,
not. Yeah.
if you're a charter pilot, you have a more set schedule.
Okay.
If you're a Part 91 private aircraft for a company or a person, you're more on standby.
Yeah, like say Drake calls you.
Yeah.
You, at 5 a.m. You got to be there, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, let's say, like, usually, like, what I've heard, I've talked to pilots, like, they'll get a week notice sometimes. But
Okay.
you might have that asshole owner who's like, hey, I need to get the plane ready 5 a.m. tomorrow. We're going to Hawaii.
Wow.
Andrew Tate, the top G.
Yeah.
Fuel
And you
the-
have to
fuel
get it
the
ready,
jet.
you know?
Yeah.
And another thing is, like, when I was working at the FBO over there in Orange County with the private jets, I spoke to this one pilot. There were two Gulfstream G4s, a young guy and a kind of like a middle-aged 45-year-old dude. They flew for this billionaire real estate developer
Mm-hmm.
who had he was an older guy, old guy, but he wasn't famous or nothing. And he flew for him, and he had his own Gulfstream like that under his development company name.
Yeah.
And these pilots, dude, they were living like the dream life. Like they were getting both paid on salary, like 6 figures. Like the captain was making like $200K a year, and the first officer, the co-pilot, was making like $150K a year.
Wow.
Flying this guy all over the world, and like I asked him like, "Where are you guys going today?" He's like, "Oh, we're going to Hawaii from Aunt John Wayne.
Yeah.
Just we're taking the owner on vacation there."
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in our mind, like, what do you think he's doing with him in Hawaii? You really think the pilots are sitting there just in the hotel? No, like
Yeah.
he's out there partying with this guy
So,
or
yeah,
whatever
like,
he's doing.
Another question, like the pilots when they fly these guys around, like they don't just like go in another job. Like,
Yeah,
they
no.
wait that like they're on like the call for like the guy to fly them back.
Exactly.
Mm.
Exactly.
So like yeah. So,
So
like,
no,
they're
no,
staying at the hotel.
Exactly, and they're all paid for, you know. And like even Drake said, I don't know if you know the song "Forever." He's like, I know G4 pilots on a first name basis. Yeah, that's a flex, right? That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's like
So you assume they're all like pretty close friends, right? Like the pilots and
yeah.
like, the
Usually
owners and
private
stuff?
jet pilots are very pretty close with their owners of the jets.
Yeah.
It's a more
And-
personal job.
Yeah,
Than like
So would you say you could be there, like, say you have to fly to Hawaii, you'd be there for like a month at a time and stuff?
Well, it depends how long he wants to
Depends
be there.
how long they want to be there.
Mhm.
And you're paid a salary, right? So you're even getting paid when you're not flying.
Yeah.
You're basically getting paid to stand by, you know, and it's cool, you know. And I basically wanted to do it. Another reason why I wanted to do it is private jets. You make good connections with a lot of wealthy people.
For
course,
sure. I mean, if you're flying with a private jet for somebody, then
Yeah, and you could even if you're flying executives around, you know. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
that's awesome.
sounds really great. Yeah, honestly,
That's the new G800 Gulfstream came out with.
it's beautiful.
They said that they're coming out just like
And
iPhones,
these
bro.
jets, like,
Really?
Yeah, they started with the G2, then the
They have-
G3, G4, G5, G6, G7, now the G8. Yeah.
Yeah,
Looking
These
like
jets,
Iron Man
like,
over here.
They have glass cockpits, right?
Yeah.
And stuff. Oh my god.
Well, actually, I don't know. It might be like a really
It might not be. It might
like
be
a
computer,
plastic, like
right?
a really hard. I don't know what that material's called.
Yeah.
Like that hard plastic.
But like yeah.
so
The range on these jets are, dude, they're crazy. Like they'll fly. Bring up Airbus A380. Show that plane.
Yeah, of course.
I just want people to see what that plane
Biggest
looks
plane
like.
in the world.
Yeah, it's a huge plane. Yeah.
It's enormous.
That Gulfstream you just saw will go the same distance as this plane.
That's
Wow.
crazy. Yeah, but I mean, you can imagine at 45,000 feet, you're barely burning any fuel, right? Like,
Yeah, but I don't know how they do it. It's like, look at this plane is humongous, dude.
Yeah, it's
double
a
decker all
it's
the
a
way.
2-story plane,
Full
right?
2 stories.
4 engines, probably holds like
And these are
200,000
going-
pounds
yeah.
of jet fuel.
Yeah, and these are going out of business. I think, like, not really, but like the A350s are like kind of taking
A380s. Oh, A350 taking over for the A3. Yeah,
like
it's because they're not economically.
Right.
The airlines are losing money flying them.
Yeah, but they're so nice. Like they got
They're like
the-
luxury
They got
planes,
showers in there for the rich people
Yeah.
and
Oh, well, I mean, like
full beds.
if you're gonna fly to Dubai,
yeah,
you can fly on that. Like let's say you want to go to
Fine,
Dubai right now
Yeah.
with Emirates, you'll probably fly out of that plane in LAX. I think a regular like economy class ticket on that's like to Dubai is like $600-700.
Right.
Yeah.
So where does you were saying how many, like 4,700 miles? That's how much they fly, or no?
Pull up the range on a Gulfstream G550. It's like 8,000 something miles or
8,000 miles.
The G650 ER extended range, that one's like really long. 7,500 nautical miles.
Yeah, nautical miles. So
How far?
over
How far
the
would
air.
that get
Big
you?
range.
Like from
That's
here?
like from LA to like I
Huge.
think like the Middle East.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
that's big. That's huge.
That's crazy.
And how much time would that take? Like
It's like about
10
probably like a
hours?
10 to 15 hour flight.
Yeah.
I'll say like 16. I was gonna say
Yeah.
16.
10 to 15 hours. I mean, they're fast. At 45,000 feet, you're
Yeah,
just
and they're a little
cruising, dude.
fat. They're a little faster than like
And I
commercial
mean-
jets.
Yeah, for
badass.
sure. Yeah, and I mean, you get cleared above commercial jets, right? So there's no traffic. Like,
Depends,
45,000? I
But
don't
like
know.
they can climb up to 45,000 feet. Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow.
And I'm guessing you don't have a lot of like air up there, you know? There's
Yeah,
like
no,
not too much.
they
Not a lot of
pressurize
drag.
the cabins.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
like a regular jet, and then like obviously the pilots aren't hand flying it all 16
Of
hours. They
course.
have autopilot,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they're just chilling like after 10,000 feet.
Until they land, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. That's awesome, dude.
yeah,
That's
that's really
pretty
cool.
sick. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
and they can fly into instrument conditions, fog, rain, all that
They
stuff.
are.
Yeah.
Do you have any time in like any?
I don't have time. I've been in a fixed wing. But I don't have time in a fixed wing yet. I mean, you could count like
So have you done like any like what are they called, like flights, like what are they called, like experimental flights or like
I haven't done that yet.
okay, yeah,
But like
What's the
I
next
know
step?
that if I get my helicopter pilot's license, the fixed wing will be a lot easier.
Yeah.
of
Hell
course. Yeah.
So
for
wait,
sure.
you're,
So
you're
much
I know
easier.
you're flying like helicopters right now.
Mhm.
Has there ever been a time where you felt like you were in danger while flying, or no?
No,
No, usually, I mean,
That's good.
you kind of do you pick.
I'm always
your
with an
days?
instructor.
Right. You pick
Yeah.
your days when you want to go flying and stuff like
Exactly. Like I with this school, I like make my schedule, but with that
Yeah, yeah.
school, it's like a strict. Just because you want to finish everything in 9 months, so it's
Right.
like really strict, and then they'll come. I'm almost about a solo. I actually got my
Okay.
student
Oh,
solo
yeah.
certificate from
Wow.
the FAA, so I'm about to actually do my solo flights where I'm going to fly with no instructor because I'm at that stage now.
When is that gonna be?
Probably within this month.
Cool. Yeah,
That's awesome.
It's
Yeah.
exciting.
that. You're gonna have
yeah.
to take us on a ride, bro.
I will. I
Take us
definitely.
on a
I'll,
ride.
de- I'll
That's
definitely.
awesome.
You guys pay for the fuel.
Okay.
How much is fuel, by the way? How expensive
So
is that?
so like the helicopters I fly and the planes that I'm going to fly
Yeah.
starting out, they're piston engines.
Okay.
So they take avgas. They don't take jet fuel. It's like 100 low. It's basically gasoline, but for like 100 low lead, 100 octane gasoline.
Okay.
That is like I believe like $5 a gallon,
$5 a gallon.
and then jet fuel's like $6 a gallon.
How big is the tank?
The helicopter I fly holds like a 20-gallon tank.
20-gallon tank.
Not that bad.
It's not that bad. Yeah, we'll pay for it, bro.
No. And then like
we gotta hit 1,000 first.
We gotta hit 1,000.
I remember when I used to fuel those Gulf Streams, dude. They would take like one like fueling. It was like 4,000 gallons. bro.
4,000
wow.
gallons.
Yeah.
How long did that take? Like to
It's like
fuel?
about like 15, 20 minutes.
Oh, that's not that
Okay.
bad.
I mean, they, you know,
I mean, they're huge.
It's
yeah,
quick,
they're
yeah.
huge.
nozzles,
They're
big
huge.
nozzles.
Yeah, they're
Dude,
huge. nozzles.
dude,
That's like the trucks.
Planes aren't anything. You think planes take a lot of fuel, bro? I used to do ship fuelings, like
Oh.
massive- dude.
Oh, of course.
That thing with like, a big container ship that you saw, dude. Like that would probably take like 5,000 tons of fuel, metric
5,000
tons of heavy fuel oil, bro.
Sure.
I mean, it's a lot, and it would take like sometimes 10, 12 hours to fuel that thing.
Did you ever go
Jesus Christ,
on the?
1.5 million gallons?
Yeah, if you wanna bring it
5
into
to 2 million
gallons, yeah.
gallons
Wow.
of fuel. How much does that cost? Oh my god.
In the
I
millions,
don't
dude.
know
It costs in the
that,
millions. Dude,
For sure,
ships are way more like
Of
way
course,
more
yeah.
Expensive?
operational than a
A
plane,
lot
dude.
bigger, yeah.
Who funds that?
the companies that own it, like there's many big shipping companies like CMA, CGM, Evergreen.
We see those.
What else? Maersk, Costco, OCL, MSC.
Navy
all
jets are
foreign
another-
companies.
Yeah, Navy jets are another huge thing. Air Force jets, like the maintenance and the gas that takes to keep those running are pretty crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, that's really cool, dude.
That's really
Helicopters
cool.
and like private. So from going to like a single engine plane, like to a multi-engine and to a jet aircraft, like how long do you think that's gonna take?
Well, if I do the 9-month thing, the 9-month program, I'll
Right,
do my single engine, multi-engine all in that 9 months, and then like hopefully I'm within a year.
Because you got to transfer to
into
jets,
jets,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
So it's the good thing I like about planes versus helicopters is you can transition with no turbine. Turbine basically means flying an actual jet engine aircraft. You could transition from that to with like no turbine time to a right seat position in like a turboprop plane or a jet.
Wow.
Because you already have hours in a multi-engine plane. Versus helicopters, since a lot of it is single pilot, you have to like go build your turbine time. You have to build a bunch of like piston time, which is basically instructing in the little bullshit ass R22, R44, and then go and maybe get a job flying like tours in Vegas. I don't want to do that, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like I wanted to fly private jets and then go around.
Yeah, I respect it, bro.
That's the helicopters I fly right now.
R22.
Damn.
That's awesome, though.
I feel like this goes without
One of the most dangerous helicopters, actually.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of crashes in these. Like,
is it because they're very light?
It's very light and it's just cheaply built.
Right.
Yeah.
And because of that,
for the people, right? Like,
yeah, it's for training. Purposes. Like, for example, if you there's actually a course the FAA mandates you to take if you want to fly. It's called SFAR 73. If you push too forward on the cyclic, which is like the main control in a helicopter, which controls the rotor, not the blade.
It's basically the stick in a fixed wing. Yeah.
Basically, if you push that too forward, the rotor blades can tilt and knock off the tail.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And that's actually happened and killed pilots.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of those crashes.
In training, like pilots in training.
It'll happen anytime, like in training,
tours, whatever.
Flying,
It can happen, and just in flight, it can happen.
Yeah.
That's why you have to like take that course from the FAA to make sure that you don't. It's called low G pushover. You don't want to push too forward on it. But versus if you put like an A-Star helicopter, which is the helicopters LAPD and the LA Sheriffs fly, you can push that thing all the way forward and it'll just go because it's a 3-bladed.
Yeah.
That's the R44. Yeah. See, he brought it up.
This is probably like a simulator, but
yeah, it's a simulator.
You're not.
But this is what have you see? You see?
But this is what can happen. Like,
it just not see the main rotor blade knocks the tail,
shit.
and if your tail rotor's out, you can't save the helicopter.
No.
Like, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, you're done.
You're
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of these crashes, like real life crashes
What?
where like this happens. and-
What is the procedure there? If that happens to you, if you're going
You're
down,
done,
what's
bro.
the
Done.
procedure?
You're
There's no
fucking done,
procedure.
dude. You're done.
He said
There's nothing you can do.
You
He's
can-
like a
nothing you-
falling rock,
There's-
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean because
I mean, what can you
the
do?
tail
Like-
rotor
Is the balance?
is what keeps the helicopter from spinning out of control.
Oh, right, yeah.
So if that's gone, dude, like
I mean, like, there's no like
eject.
yeah, there's no
I
type
mean,
of
I
like
feel like you'd eject
you
right
can't
into
like
the-
you can't like
it's a-
Not an
you can't
R44.
jump out
I mean,
with the parachute. Like
if you
guys,
have one.
you guys have parachutes in the helicopters.
No,
And I don't think
GTA
so.
type
because
shit.
that's not like you're not going into the flight
yeah.
thinking like
The
I'm
only
gonna
thing you could
crash.
hope for
Yeah.
is that it doesn't blow up when it hits the ground, which it probably
Yeah.
is though.
Which
'cause-
probably is.
Yeah. Because
And even if it doesn't blow up, you're gonna get hurt badly.
Oh, for sure,
like,
yeah.
You wouldn't say you have a fear of heights then?
No, I don't.
Because that seems so badass to me. But I have like not like I'm not gonna cry if I'm in a plane or anything. But I get
I get
nervous. I
You've
get
flown
shifty
before,
if
yeah,
I'm
you've
really
flown
up high.
before.
Here's another thing with helicopters.
And-
There's a lot of room there's a lot of things that could go wrong.
Yeah.
Because a helicopter has a lot of moving parts versus an airplane. And for example, if helicopter, the only thing that you can actually recover from
Mhm.
is an engine failure.
Right, and that's like the auto stall. Or
Auto rotation is what
Auto
they call it.
rotation,
We're
auto
actually
rotation.
practicing it right now. So it's what it is let's say your engine fails. There's a clutch in a helicopter, similar to a clutch in a car. It disconnects the rotor system from the engine. So the engine RPMs will drop and
Right.
the engine will be done, but the
Yeah.
rotor blades are still spinning.
Mhm.
Now, obviously, eventually they're going to stop too, but it's still the momentum of them spinning. So what you got to do is you got to lower the collective, which
Mhm.
makes them flat pitch.
Yeah,
It makes the nose. It makes the nose of the helicopter stay slightly down, actually.
Mhm.
And what that does is it keeps the updraft, keeping the rotor blade spinning, and then you just want to bring it down.
Mhm.
Basically, you're landing it with the rotor blades spinning with no engine.
Right.
So
Wow.
yeah, for
kind
people-
of kind of
yeah.
a gliding type of
And
thing.
for people that don't know, collective in a helicopter is like the angle of the blades.
Of the blades, and that's what we call. It's like it looks like a handbrake on a
Mm.
car.
And
Okay.
so like the RPM of a helicopter is like kind of steady during flight,
Yes,
and so the collective is the angle of the blades, which makes it go up.
makes
or
it goes
down.
up and down. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you lower the collective, the helicopter's gonna go down. You
Right.
you raise it, the helicopter's gonna go up.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you recover from really in a helicopter. Everything else that happens,
Jesus Christ.
like let's say you're obviously if the tail rotor goes out, you're done. If there's a crack in the main rotor,
Holy shit.
there's not much else you can recover from. You could probably also recover from like let's say the clutch light goes on. I mean, you can just land the helicopter.
Or something like
Yeah, but a plane, there's a lot more room. Like a plane, you
course,
can have
yeah,
like
'cause,
one
like,
wing
you have
off.
you have a lot more
Yeah,
time,
like-
right?
Yeah. Well,
There's a
well,
lot
also yes,
more-
you have a
You
lot
have
more
a lot more
time.
time
You have
to
more time because with a
recover.
helicopter, if you don't notice the engine's failed, you're done
You're
within
done.
like
wow.
1.5 seconds. If you don't lower that collective.
Yeah, because I mean, you're not that far from the
Wow.
ground, right? You're not
That's
that
a
far from the
crazy
ground.
way
I
to
mean,
go.
it depends. It could be
You're-
anywhere from 500 to
1.5
2,000 feet.
seconds.
Yeah,
Wow,
but I mean, compared
2,000 feet. Yeah, compared to
compared to a plane that
fixed-wing
goes
aircraft, like an
35,000 feet,
Yeah,
like, it's
exactly.
really nothing, right?
Yeah, it's nothing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
1.5 seconds.
I mean, that's why as a helicopter, they're always teaching you look at your rotor RPMs, listen
and
for the engine.
And that's why, like I mean, like I've heard a lot of stuff in the Air Force that like the people that don't make it to jet school, like they go to helicopter school, and I feel like that's a little weird because
Yeah,
well,
'cause
that's what I've
helicopters are
heard. I don't
harder.
know. That's why I find it's weird. 'cause,
But the
like,
military
jet
helicopters
I
are
feel like
twin
it's harder.
engines. So let's say you lose one engine, you have another one.
Right, okay.
Except for like
Okay.
a few planes like F-16, F-35.
Even the helicopters, like the Blackhawks and stuff, they're
Right,
twin
yeah,
engine.
of course, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did you go straight into a helicopter, or was it like simulators first, or do they?
I
not
did it
have
like a
that?
little simulator, and then I
Mhm.
did a couple ground lessons, and then we go up with the instructor. Obviously, he takes controls in the first. Then what they do is they slightly hand you over the controls,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
and you're flying them. He tells you what to do, and he's
What-
right there. And then you start to get used to it. And helicopters become muscle memory. It's like driving stick shift.
Okay.
Like you can't really forget how to fly a helicopter once you learn it.
Yeah, you
'Cause
drive
it's-
stick?
I do.
Nice, me too.
Nice. Do you?
I drive a
The
stick
motorcycle,
motorcycle.
yeah, the motorcycle.
Okay.
It's kind of it's the
feel like that's
same. It's the
harder.
same concept, but
Yeah,
the
it might
only
be
thing is
harder.
that you're on two wheels.
Yeah.
Right.
But at the same time, like the more practice you get, the more it just becomes muscle memory.
You know what I call helicopters? The motorcycles with the air.
Oh,
They
yeah.
are.
Yeah, that makes sense, dude.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, yeah, there's a little margin for error.
And like
Yeah.
like
You'll fucking kill
motorcycles are
yourself.
dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, I
and
get a
so
lot
are
of.
helicopters.
yeah.
I've heard a lot.
You
of
trying to kill me, bro? You're telling me to get a motorcycle?
We've talked about motorcycles on the podcast before, and I always say that I get a lot of people like when you drive a motorcycle, you're a lot more aware of your surroundings. Because when you're in a car, it's kind of like, oh, you're leisurely driving. Maybe sometimes people text. On a motorcycle, you don't have any time for that.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You're
That's
always
true.
looking
Focus
forward.
the
You're
whole
always
time.
looking. You're always looking in your rearview mirror. Even you have your two mirrors, and you really have no time to think about anything else besides just the road. And with motorcycles, it's really interesting because a lot of the times you have to be looking far ahead into the on the streets.
Right.
So you can't be looking at the car in front of you, because if that car is braking and the car in front of him is braking and you have to brake, it's a lot easier to see that coming if you're looking
Yeah.
ahead than if you're just looking at the car in front. So it's like,
I think motorcycle drivers are actually very good drivers because a lot of them, some of them do stupid stuff, but
Yeah,
I've seen
yeah.
that. But like I think what he said, it's more of other people not being careful versus them, because they're always careful. I think because they know what they're getting themselves into.
yeah,
Of
but
course.
there's also like I'm sure you've seen like videos on like Instagram of like
Wheelies and shit.
motorcyclists and just going 120
Oh, yeah.
miles down the highway. You know what I mean?
That's
And
stupid.
That's stupid. You know what I'm saying? That's stupid. I would never do that. But there's things like that happen that are easy ways to get killed. You know what I mean?
Have you guys seen that video of the? I don't know if you guys could show it because it was kind of graphic.
Yeah.
Of this guy, the police were chasing him, and he was on like a Yamaha R6, a stolen Yamaha
Really?
R6
Ooh.
motorcycle, and he was going like 130, 140 miles down, like not even the freeway, bro, like streets, like side
I
streets.
think I may have seen that.
Nuts, man.
And he just
And-
T-bones a car, right?
Yeah,
Or something,
bro.
right?
The guy goes flying. You see if you can bring it up, bro. So it says it's like a LAPD motorcycle chase in the valley. The guy, I mean, he's a solo motorcycle. Police weren't even chasing him on the car. They were just the helicopters.
Yeah.
Oh
Police
my
helicopter and a
God.
news helicopter because it's dangerous, right? He's like swerving in and around. No, go. It's a chase. It's a chase, not crash. It is a crash, but like
crash, right?
Motorcycle.
it's like a motorcycle police chase. Just put a motorcycle police chase crash.
Wow, that's scary.
And he just hits a car, dude, and like then there's a security camera that shows him. I think his like leg was half like decapitated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or amputated.
And there's some things when you ride a motorcycle.
This is it. Look at it, dude.
Would we be allowed to show this? I mean, there was a disclaimer.
It doesn't show the. It doesn't show the.
His body.
His body. That was a different video that I saw, but this does show him like hit impact.
100.
Leave right there. Leave right there. Leave right there. Yeah, like it says his speed. Like he was going faster.
Oh my god.
Oh. Okay, let's see that again.
Holy dude.
Yeah, that was crazy. Look at that. Just
Boom.
like a little like. What's it called?
He just spun.
Ragdoll.
You know what happens? The most motorcycle accidents happen at intersections actually. So
You know what I was thinking? Like that helicopter pilot's professional. He's going all fast, and all of a sudden he has to stop the helicopter.
Yeah. The thing I was gonna say, the thing
nuts,
about driving
bro.
motorcycles is that like there's some things that you cannot prevent. Like there's
Yeah,
some things that you
Like
cannot.
that guy
prevent.
probably didn't even see
Oh,
that
yeah.
car, bro. He's going so
going
fast.
so
Look up that
fast.
video that you showed me the other day, Diego.
Just tunnel vision, probably.
Here,
Just,
I'll try to find it.
Yeah. Like.
I
Yeah.
felt bad for the
Yes,
car
sir.
driver.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's because he's gonna pull up the video, but there's a video where there's a motorcycle he's sitting at a red light and waiting for it to turn green, and the cars are coming, on the other side the cars are coming, and he's waiting to turn left on a red light,
Yeah.
and
oh, that one,
here we go.
That
Here.
video's
And
crazy.
on the intersection right here, a car comes flying, and there's nothing you can do about
Oh,
that.
the ladder hit him, bro.
Yeah.
You see,
Scary.
that he's nothing he could do. I mean, I don't know if he died. He probably got hurt.
He got hurt.
He
So
lived.
the guy who actually hit the truck, he died. Everyone else lived.
Oh, the guy that was going fast.
The guy that was like, yeah.
I mean,
Literally, by the way,
he was
to the
going straight
right,
to the
right
wall.
here,
Yeah,
there's
you-
a fucking hill.
You know, like
Like, there's nothing.
if he
this
was
guy's
in a
gonna
car, he might have like not been that hurt because like he had
Yeah,
the
no.
windshield and
Yeah.
everything,
do.
right?
He was, yeah.
What's your
exactly.
dad
But I think
comment?
he's lucky to
Can
be
I see?
alive here.
It was just like, well, my dad, because my dad also rides motorcycles.
Well, you see, that could have happened to. He just happened to be in a motorcycle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
That could have
Yeah.
happened to anybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, the
Because he was just at the intersection.
But
like,
he's
he
just at
happened
the
to be
intersection,
there.
wrong place,
some
wrong
shit you
time.
can't
Like, what's he
plan for,
supposed
right?
to do? Like,
Wrong
split
place, wrong-
second decision,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's nothing you can do there.
Like,
But-
throw
but I
himself
think
on the
if you
floor,
wanna get
but
into
then
a
he gets hit by the
motorcycle-
car.
Yeah.
If you want to get into motorcycles, like I consider it actually, not as a daily driver though, but like I think if you're careful, for the most part you'll be fine.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think most accidents will happen when you're very careless and you're speeding. I think
Because of the motorcyclists, right? Like, it's
Yeah.
your fault most of the time.
yeah, most of the time I think most of the time it's the motorcyclist's fault. I think because a lot of the people, because a lot of motorcyclists here in California, it's a lot better than in other states because here in California is one of the only
They let you
States
lane split, right?
that we can lane split in,
Yeah.
and so it's very accepted in California because there's a bunch of motorcycles. You see a bunch of Harleys all the time. You see a bunch of R6 Yamahas.
Yeah,
You see a
yeah.
bunch of them all the time, and they're a lot more accepted here than in other states, just because of the nice weather and people ride motorcycles almost year round.
Yeah. And the high gas prices.
Yeah. But like you were saying, like for example, I ride my motorcycle to the gym every day, right? And it's a great commuter. I've done road trips on it before, but it's not like I'm gonna take it out for every occasion. You know what I mean? Like it's really cheap on gas. I usually get there.
What is your motorcycle?
It's a Yamaha FZ07. It's a
CCs.
It's a 700 cc, so it's pretty fast. I started off on a Honda CBR 300, so the jump is like pretty big. People used to tell me.
Wait,
People
what?
told me
A what? On a what?
on a Honda CBR 300.
Okay.
That's a good bike.
And
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
sold
I mean,
that
it's-
one, right? You
Yeah,
sold that one
I
in
sold
there?
that.
I think I've seen that bike.
Yeah, it was it's a lot. It's a lot slower than what I have now.
Is that the yellow one?
Yeah,
No,
it was like
it
the
was
black.
Oh, it
Is
was
this,
yellow.
is this,
yellow.
Yeah, yeah,
is
black
this
and
as
yellow,
fast as the R6 you're on right now?
No, well, naked bikes aren't as fast as
R6 or R1.
for example, R6 is R1. So for example, mine is a 700 cc's, but R6s are 600 cc's.
But they're like
But R6s will
really
be
light,
are
huh?
faster and have a much higher top speed than mine.
that's what you have.
No. Look up
What, yeah,
It's
what,
they're
what
good.
do I look up?
look up the Yamaha FZ07.
Does it look like an R6?
It's pretty
No.
nice. It's like it looks a little bit more. Yeah,
Looks
like
classic.
It looks kind of like a newer Harley. No,
It's like
no, not a new Harley. Like there's some Harleys that look like that now.
What do you
Yeah,
think about
there's
What do you
some.
think about Harleys, Patrick?
So
Not the old classic like
The chopper.
Yeah, not the old. I don't really like the ones that are all the way up here. I feel how can you be used to that? Like, wouldn't you think that if your
they're
hands are
slow as
always,
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
they're
not
just
very
cruising.
fast. They're just cruising bikes.
Yeah.
And I hear a lot of the times you'll see videos on Harleys on the highway, and they have something that's called the death spin or something like that. And what happens is the pistons that go up and down in the Harleys are so unbalanced that at a high enough speed you'll start to spin.
Oh my
your,
god.
Your handlebars start to go like this. And there's been times where Harley riders will be on the freeway and they'll just start to spin. So
Right.
Harleys, like I kind of like the sound, if they're not too obnoxiously loud. I kind of like them.
I like the sounds like R6 is better or like
That's why
R1s.
that's why I have like more of a sports bike. street
Harleys,
bike.
dude. I feel like if you're just a cruiser, they're cool. But if you're trying to like, I mean, here's one thing about Harleys. You never see Harleys crash.
That is
That's
true.
one thing about
I
That
Harleys.
is
Yeah,
true.
that's
They
a
they do
good
they be
point.
going slow. But the other thing about Harleys is that they're so big and they're
I know
so
they're heavy.
wide.
They're heavy.
And one of the great things about not having a Harley is that when you don't have a Harley,
That's like a nice bike.
it's a
That's
lot.
nice
one?
bike.
It's
That's
a
nice
lot.
bike.
Yeah, that's a
That's
nice one.
actually
It's a
pretty
lot
nice.
easier to lane split in a non-Harley bike.
That's true.
Yeah,
because
you gotta
Harleys are
drive that one.
so
I've never
wide.
I don't see
Yeah.
Harleys lane split.
You
dude.
don't
Like
unless
they're
you
always
unless
chilling.
maybe you're on the highway, because on the highway you have a little bit more room.
Yeah.
But
They'll lane
in the
split in
streets-
traffic.
In the streets, you don't really see Harleys lane splitting, and that's one of the biggest like benefits of having a motorcycle is that you can lane split and beat all the traffic, right? But in a Harley, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to do.
I've seen like when I'm in traffic, like sitting in like heavy traffic, you'll see like motorcyclists come by, like kind of going like everyone's going like 1-2 miles an hour, 3 miles an hour. These guys come like 40 miles an hour trying to lane
Yeah,
split.
that's-
I'm like,
Yeah,
dude.
what's the rule? Like 30 miles over what everybody else is doing,
So-
or something like that?
I mean,
So
you just
if
go
you're
be
going-
safe,
30
right?
miles
If you're going
over?
20, you can go 30.
Oh,
So if traffic's going 20, motorcycles are allowed to lane split at 10 miles over. But the thing I have is that sometimes on the freeway,
And they'll rev, dude. They'll be like,
yeah, on the freeway, sometimes traffic will be completely stopped, right? Either completely stopped, they're going 5-10 miles an hour, and there'll be people on their motorcycles going 40, 50,
yeah.
60. And I'm like,
Traffic
the freeway
stop
is
for a
very
reason.
dangerous because people will merge in and out, even if it's two solid lines. You know what I mean? So people like when I see people going that speed on the
lane
freeway,
split. It's like, dude.
dude, you got to be careful because one, you're not gonna have enough time to react if a guy pulls out on you,
of course not.
and it's just like so it's so dangerous. You know what I mean?
And you know that motorcycle accident we just watched, the one where the police were chasing him? I was like, that guy's asking for it.
Yeah.
That guy's asking, like, come on, dude. You're
Yeah.
going 100 miles an hour on the side streets with all these cars in the middle of the day with all these people out. Like, you really think you're gonna get away? Like,
And he went like
do you
in.
really think you're gonna get away? Like,
He was like in
what
the
is
middle of
what
both
is up
lanes
with all these
too.
guys? Like, do they really think they're gonna get away from the cops? Like,
They do
with a
or-
helicopter in the sky. Like,
It's fight or flight, and they choose flight.
Have you seen
bro.
that
of
video
course,
of
yeah,
the
but, like, come on,
Hellcat
man.
outrunning the helicopter?
seen
but
that
they
video.
got him though.
Did they get him?
They
I never
got
seen
him.
it,
But
but
they definitely got him. Like,
They got
Yeah,
him, bro. He
but-
didn't
They have
outrun the
the license.
helicopter. He outran the ground units.
Has
like,
anyone
actually.
ever not gotten
Yeah.
caught?
I think I
don't
think
know.
Bro, you
I
can't
don't know.
outrun a
Actually,
helicopter,
yeah,
bro.
you can't
you
outrun a
can't.
helicopter.
Like, you can't.
Look
Just
up
that
the
field of
video. Look
vision
up the video
is
because I'm
Helicopters
almost
are
I'm
fast
almost
as hell.
certain that he either maybe the helicopter had to pull off because it was running out of fuel or something.
Think about it like this. You know why helicopters are faster? Even if they're
That one right there.
the
yeah.
miles per
I
hour on a
remember that.
car is going
I remember
faster,
that.
Yeah.
cars still have to like kind of slow down, watch out for traffic. Helicopters don't got to worry about none of that, dude.
Yeah.
They're straight, literally going 150
What's
miles
that?
an hour in the air, just straight.
Yeah.
And they don't got to
yeah,
worry.
yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
a car can't go 150 miles an hour direct unless there's literally nothing around it.
Yeah, Christian was talking to us when he came on the podcast, and he was saying something about how fast was he going, like
In the
180 or
Camaro,
something.
he
Yeah,
said he was going like 180.
he was going like
Bro, I feel
180.
like Christian caps a lot.
They were straight up saying a lot of the comments were saying that. A lot of the comments were like, "This guy's
No,
just capped." They
I'm
were
not saying
that.
like everything, but like I feel like he exaggerates his stories. There we go.
No, because I was really like intrigued by that story because I'm like 180 just on the highway. He said he got there in like 20 minutes to Big Bear.
That's
I don't
like
20
but
minutes?
The
No,
thing
I don't
is,
think-
to
I don't
Big
think he
Bear,
did
like,
20 minutes, but
there's
he-
a lot of lines. Like, there's
Bro,
not just freeway.
He was not 180 the whole way. Like pedal to
No.
metal
He
180.
said they
Of
hit it
course,
at
yeah,
one
no.
point for like he said like what a couple
I don't
seconds.
Yeah, a
even
few
know.
seconds. he
Like,
said
that
he was-
doesn't make a difference, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah,
What's
a lot
this
of the comments on that
turbo
video,
prop?
like we're just saying,
Oh,
like this
man,
guy's
these-
cap, this guy's cap. Like I can't dispute that because I've never been in a car that fast. But yeah, like
He has a Camaro.
Well, he said his homie.
Oh
did,
yeah,
his
I
friend
remember in
did.
high
His homie.
school he used to like flex that.
His homie has a Camaro, but
What were you gonna say?
what was I saying? Motorcycle.
Well, you brought a question up that he was going really fast.
Oh yeah, I was just saying that like, what's the okay? Sorry, the top speed. Well, what's the top speed? Like 200, a little bit over 200 miles an hour in a helicopter.
So
Helicopters are slower than planes.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
long could you keep up?
do they reach
How
it
long
faster?
could you go?
Oh yeah,
for
the
200
fuel.
miles?
The fuel.
They have
for-
about like 4 to 5 hours of fuel.
Oh my
That's a
god,
lot. That's a long time.
That's a long time. Because
that's
a
a long
car
time.
can't go
Can't
5
go.
hours on 200 miles an hour. Like
No.
a car
No.
can't do 200 miles an hour for 5 hours.
Mm-mm.
Especially not the guys that are going in the street. You know.
No.
Yeah, like
And yeah,
like most
yeah.
police helicopters, like bring it up like
Yeah.
an Airbus H125. I think it hold like 150 gallons of fuel and can fly like 4 to 5 hours full. Like
See that? Because that was a really good question. Like, you can't outrun a helicopter. You just can't. Because it's faster. It's got no traffic most of the time. Usually it has
I'd
a
rather buy
spotlight
a
on you.
helicopter than a Bugatti.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
people would rather do that. Yeah.
Me
Yeah.
too.
It's about the same price.
Really?
Yeah, like that helicopter is probably about the same price.
2
as a
million.
Bugatti. Like 2-3
Couple
million.
2 million?
Wow. Yeah.
Interesting.
Worth it, bro. As long as you got the license and.
Where
Yeah.
do you if you were to buy
fuel,
one?
and the fuel and the maintenance.
But you
you
can
were-
buy one online.
Yeah, if you were to
Look
buy
up,
one,
look up Airbus H125 for sale.
where do you keep it? I'm sure there's
You gotta have a hangar at an airport and
surely
rent it
you have
out.
a hangar.
Yeah,
and
and
how
the-
Or unless you have your own
expensive
helipad and you're really rich.
are those? Right on your roof, right?
Yeah.
How expensive are like?
Hangars? Depends on
Hangars.
the aircraft, bro, but it can be anywhere from like
2.1 mil.
a few $100s a month to
Yeah,
thousands of
like
dollars a month.
Right.
Yeah, because we have an airport right here, and it's like I don't know, like 1,000 for $500 a month.
Yeah,
Wow.
it depends what you
Well,
have.
Yeah, the helicopter.
A lot of guys that are really rich buy their own little
Yeah.
garages or
I
hangars.
mean,
Makes
you
sense.
know who Cristiano Ronaldo is, right?
Yeah, of course.
He has a new contract in Saudi Arabia. He's making 200 million a year.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I
That's
saw that.
crazy money. I mean, he could buy what is it? 100 helicopters.
He can do whatever he wants,
That's
bro.
insane, like-
he can do whatever he wants.
You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, for some people, it's so accessible, and then it's like he was saying, it's a luxury to just be able to have your own private
isn't real for them.
transportation. Yeah,
Money isn't real for them. It's just
Money
it's
isn't
just
real.
it's like fuck you
It's
money
just
at
here,
that
bro,
point.
here.
Yeah,
how much here. So it's like they don't even
like
it's not like they're looking at their
That's
bank
what
account, you
Tate's
know?
doing, huh?
those
That's what he's
Tate.
doing.
those
Yeah.
guys can't get
Tate.
scammed because they don't care. You know, like it's not like I'm
But
sure
they
they're
can't-
prudent about their money, but like
But like you're saying, if they were to get scammed, they wouldn't give two shits.
they
Unless
wouldn't
it's like
get too-
millions of
yeah, unless
dollars.
it's millions of dollars. But it's like
Hundreds of millions.
you sell them a Gatorade for $10 instead of $5. It's like whatever, dude.
They don't care.
Take
Yeah,
my
they don't
$10.
give a shit. Yeah. But I wanted to bring up Andrew Tate.
Yeah. He's gonna get a lot
what are
of
your
views.
thoughts?
Wait.
What are your thoughts of him?
Yeah.
I think he's a misogynist. No, I'm just kidding.
He's a piece of shit,
He's a fucking sexist, misogynist.
man.
No, I mean, I think he's a real guy. Like he's a true guy. He's really real. And I think if you hate, you don't have to agree with him, but if you hate on him, you're genuinely just like jealous. I think
Just
of him.
Kind of mob mentality
and
at
I-
this point.
And I think he calls himself a top G. He is,
He
dude.
is
Like
a top G.
which guy, realistically speaking, wouldn't want to have his lifestyle? Like, I
think
guarantee
anybody-
you take most average men and they trade. Would you trade your life for this guy? Come on, dude.
100%, yeah.
Well, why wouldn't
Who
you?
wouldn't?
I'd love
wouldn't,
to,
right?
I'd love to live
So-
that lifestyle.
So like, you have to respect him. Whether you, it's like you can not like someone, but you have to respect them, and that's what he talks about.
Especially, he's educated as well. He's not just.
Well, he's smart.
not just rich.
Yeah.
He knows what he's talking about.
And yeah, like I respect for him. I have nothing against him. I think he come off as a little rude and stuff, but I think that was just more of like
His
like,
persona, right?
it was more for like, I think the show, like the podcast, the TikToks, all that
Yeah.
stuff.
I'm sure there's people that like.
but I don't
dig
think he's
up dirt on him.
misogynistic. I don't think
No.
he did any of that stuff. I think he's a G and he's living his life and good for him. And
Well, he's in good shape. He's educated. He's a smart guy. I don't
Yeah.
think he's like.
you can learn a lot from him.
You can learn a lot from him. And
Yeah.
You can learn to respect not only yourself but other people. And I feel like I'm sure someone has dug up dirt on him, but even when they try to cancel him, he just didn't give a damn because he's like he's not sending a bad message. He's not telling people to spend money or anything. He's telling people to make money. That's really what
He's bringing back the masculinity, right? I mean, that's
exactly.
really what it is.
And I don't know why. Who actually hates this guy?
There's a lot of people that hate
No,
this guy.
like
Yeah,
these
but
these
who
these.
Look at that
really
picture.
does?
Look at
Who
that
really
picture at
hates the
the
guy,
guy
yeah.
dancing. I love those.
Yeah.
That shit makes me laugh. Fake Tate.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Like, there's a lot of
Bottom G.
there's a lot
The
of
bottom.
there's a lot of women and a lot of
Bro, there's just like
Haters.
Bro, here's the
cuck
thing.
guys,
He can get
bro.
any woman he wants.
Yeah.
He can
Yeah.
literally walk in any like he's got fuck you money.
Yep.
He does.
Fuck you, money.
He's got all the lifestyle, like the cars, the jets, the houses, and he probably has this hella game. He's been doing this. He's
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
a grown man.
It's not like he's an
rich for a
incel or
while,
anything.
yeah.
He's like,
And he's literally like he's a 4-time kickboxing world champion, right?
Yeah.
And it's not like he grew up with all this money, right?
No.
he
he had to
actually
come
had to
up.
make
He
it.
had to
Yeah.
come up. He was on a TV show, right?
Here's what a lot of people ask me. They're like, what do you think about him versus Dan Bilzerian? You know, you can bring up Dan Bilzerian too.
Yeah.
Dan Bilzerian, I respect the guy. Like the guy's living in like that G lifestyle as well. The only thing that I didn't like about Dan Bilzerian was, or I guess the difference between Tate and Dan Bilzerian living two very similar lifestyles is two things. One, this guy was not self-made. His parents were rich, or his dad was rich. Now, not to say that he didn't make any money on his own, but he still came from a rich family, so he still had something. You know, he had at least the knowledge.
He knows what it's like to have something. Yeah.
Right. Tate didn't. Tate came from, he was dirt poor. And another thing was, Tate's living the same lifestyle as this guy, or at least was, but he was the only one that put young guys on game. Like Bilzerian never came out and said, "All right, this is what you got to do to get all these girls, get this money, do this, do this, do
He
this."
was just flexing.
He was just flexing, right? And people were like, "How do I do that? Why can't I live like this guy?" You know. And I don't think any of his stuff is fake, but I'm talking about Bilzerian. But Tate was that's why I was saying he was the only one who was like, "Hey, you want to live this lifestyle like me and Bilzerian, all these guys?
This is what you need to do.
This is what you need to do."
Yeah, and this is who you should become.
This is who you should be, exactly, and that's why I respect him more than any of these, and all these girls, dude.
And he's not forcing anyone.
He's not forcing.
He said it himself. He's like, it's not for everyone. He's like,
Exactly.
if you want to be that
In the
way,
Matrix,
you can be
whatever.
that way.
And a lot of these girls, they're like, "Oh, Tate's misogynistic or blah blah. He hates on women." The same lifestyle he lives is the same lifestyle that these rappers like Drake, Future, 21 Savage, all these Bad Bunny, whoever you want to say, they're living the same lifestyle and they love those guys.
Yeah.
They don't just come out and talk about it. You really think guys like Drake don't have hundreds of women around them? And
those
come
guys
on.
aren't, like, faithful,
And these
you
girls
know?
will immediately go to any club section, any party with them, but Tate's misogynistic. They live in the same lifestyle. He's
They
the only
live
one
the
that's
same
saying, "Hey, this is how these guys think. You young men want to be like it. This is what you gotta do." And the girls are like, "What the heck?"
He's saying
Because they don't want the younger generation to become like that. I think.
he's saying a lot of things that people are afraid to say, I think.
Yeah.
And that's why he's saying a lot of things that are not politically correct, and that's a lot of the reason why people hate him. But the thing about that is that, like, what does he actually say that like makes you hate the guy? You know what I mean? I feel like
It's his opinion.
Yeah,
dude.
it's what
His
happens
opinion.
is like the people will clip like videos and kind of just post them on TikTok, and they'll do that, and that's kind of like, sure, he can say stuff in a nicer way and come across as a nicer person, but at the end of the day, it's
But
like
everyone sugarcoats nowadays.
yeah,
so
exactly.
it's
Like
what's
you
the
have
point,
to
right?
you have to take what he says almost with a grain of salt, right?
Yeah.
Because what a lot of the things he says is true, but also he I think he exaggerates a lot of things. A lot of the things he says are hyperbole, right? So you
Yeah.
have to really take what he says as like not in face value. Kind of have to look at it in a deeper way, kind of trying to understand what he's saying and why he's saying it. And I think most of the message that he's saying is more like, you're a man, you should do this, these are your responsibilities, you should take care of women, and you should become the man you want to be. And as
Because
long as you're doing that, then
He already had this lifestyle. A lot of the like you said, hyperbole, the outlandish shit that he was saying, he like, people know that he did a lot of that to blow up on social media.
Did a lot of what?
Like a lot of the hyperbole, like saying like, "Oh, you're a pussy, you're this," you know.
It's not hyperbole.
Well, yeah, like really exaggerating. Like
He
just,
means everything he says.
yeah, but he exaggerates some stuff.
Like what?
Well, yeah, he does exaggerate some stuff. I like.
So
He does, but he says he doesn't. Which he does.
Well,
But I think he does.
like when he was like,
when he says that women are property, he doesn't really mean that, and he said it on podcast before. When he says
he's explained himself.
yeah, he's explained himself like,
it.
I don't literally mean that
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
property.
But he's
But
responsible
he
for
said it
them.
before,
Yeah.
but it's hyperbole, right? It's a little exaggerated.
yeah,
Yeah,
but people
so-
people misconstrue him, you know, and take him the wrong way. But
I mean, just the way he does that, he knows like that's what it takes to be a media personality.
Yeah.
But he said he doesn't care about that. He's like, it's just part of his like plan to.
like, I didn't even know who he was
to-
until before, this year.
Exactly.
Like I never heard of the guy.
Yeah, me neither.
The first video I saw, the first video I saw of him was the video with Cheyenne Reynolds. I don't know if you've seen it. It's an interview with Cheyenne
This one?
and Andrew Tate. No, it's not this one.
I don't
But
know.
that was the first video I ever watched, and I don't
Really?
know why I watched it. I don't know why it just came up on my feed, and I was like,
I
click.
thought she was cute.
Nah, I don't know why. I have no idea why I watched it,
this
but I
one,
watched
yeah,
it. Yeah,
okay,
that
I
one.
know.
That was the first.
Oh,
That was the first video I
kinda
watched.
recent.
Yeah, that was
Nah,
more
this
recent.
was one of his first like public appearances. I know he had someone with Fresh and Fit, and
Yeah,
this
yeah.
was. I watched
That's
this
what I saw. I
before
saw Fresh and Fit.
Before Fresh and Fit.
Like
And so once I saw this, I kind of started looking him up, and then I realized that he got gone on Fresh and Fit, so I started watching those. And I was like, dang, like he's
they
saying
really
some
canceled
facts.
them.
The
Like,
first ever
like-
time I saw him was that one picture of him sitting in the private jet with a cigar.
Yeah,
The
I-
cigar.
I don't
I'm
even remember
like-
the first thing because I saw
neither,
so
honestly,
much
I
of
don't-
him.
I don't remember the first.
Everything
either.
was just
I don't even know who
oversaturated.
showed me. I don't know who showed me Andrew Tate. Like, I don't know.
I discovered him in the
I
summer
don't know
though.
how I
I
discovered.
think I
this
showed.
guy.
I think I told you about him. I was like,
Really?
"Do you know who Andrew Tate is?" And I was
I
like,
don't-
and
I
you were
don't
like, "No."
remember.
And then I showed you a few videos.
Maybe Fresh and Fit.
I remember
Honestly,
because I
don't
remember
even
when he
know.
was like when he was first blowing up, we were like, oh, the top G this, the top
Yeah.
G
I
that.
I think
like
I
we
did
just
know.
kept
Like,
saying
I
it.
probably saw him on Instagram.
I watched a lot of his videos in the summer, and I was like, "This guy's right." And then like,
He's fucking right, dude.
I'm like, you gotta like, you don't even have to live his lifestyle. He's more just like have his mentality. I think
Yeah,
in life, like don't let anybody like stand up for yourself type
Like,
stuff.
a lot
You
of
know?
the shit he says about like depression, like nowadays people get sad over nothing. He's like, back then people were dirt poor, getting beaten, abused, and stuff. And he's like, nowadays you get
One thing that I
over
really
bullshit.
resonated about him, he's like, you guys like young boys are getting depressed because some girl blocked you, some girl doesn't text you back. There's men out here actually dying in wars
Facts.
and whatever,
For
and
real.
you're worried about some girl that takes you back. Like, come on, dude.
Like you said, be like self-sufficient. Like do something about it. You
Exactly. And it's like, forget about it. If it's a girl, forget about it, dude. Who gives a fuck?
yeah.
And he does have some funny videos though. Look up the one where he's talking about the pimp coat.
know? I haven't seen that one.
some
That's
girls.
what I was telling. That's what I was saying earlier. he could be a comedian, dude.
Dude, he's funny. Look at that one.
He could be a comedian.
Listen to
Can
this,
we hear
listen to
this? We
No,
can't
we
hear.
can't
Can we?
hear.
Yeah, we can
Unfortunately.
hear.
Can I? Should I turn it up? Should I turn up the thing?
It's
Can
already
you?
up all the way. I can turn on the.
Is there audio? He's talking about.
We should have audio. But
He's talking about. He's like, I'm in this hotel room with some girl,
Yeah.
and she's like, what do you do? How do you have all this money? He's like, bitch, I'm a pimp. Like,
Dude,
basically-
he's actually funny.
He's just funny,
actually
yeah.
funny. Like people that hate him have never actually sat down and watched the full interview.
no, and he's very smart.
Yeah, he's very
He's a
smart.
smart guy.
he's
He's
a
very
smart
like
guy.
he
is.
chooses his words very carefully, right?
Have you seen the the interview with him and Piers Morgan?
Dude,
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah, he did, and he
Have you seen the
destroys
second
him in
one?
the Tate
In-
match too,
in chess.
and the chess match.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Tate.
Piers Morgan's a weirdo, bro.
He's kind of.
I don't like Piers
But he
Morgan.
likes. But he likes Andrew. He likes him.
Andrew. Yeah,
Yeah, but he's trying to come off as like, I'm
he's
this
defended
neutral
him.
guy.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I think he's a little bit more on like the I guess you could say like the red pill side or whatever.
Yeah.
Because he does talk about like against feminists and stuff like that. But he tried to say, oh, I think this is misogynist that you said, and
Yeah.
then every time Tate was like, no, it's not. He interrupted him. Then he beat him in chess.
Yeah, and then the cool thing about that is I think Piers Morgan is liking Andrew more and more,
yeah.
as he has him on and talks to him, because after that interview, after that second Piers Morgan interview, he had two women on his show, and they were talking about Andrew Tate, and one of them was calling him a misogynist, sexist, etc. And Piers Morgan was defending him. He was
Okay.
like, "No, he's not."
Well, that's
Just
true. I
not.
think after that he did defend him.
He had a
Yeah.
change of heart.
Yeah.
What I know one clip of Piers Morgan that I really like. I found really funny, where he's like, I don't know what they're doing, but it's like a talk show, and he's like talking like there's all these women and stuff, and I guess the topic is like, bigger women and stuff, and the lady's like, oh, what are these tips to like lose weight and have a better body and a better lifestyle? And he's just straight up, he's like, eat less food, work out more, and then
Yeah.
all the women get so offended, they get
like,
so
"You're not
mad
a
at him.
doctor."
Well, that's
like-
what else? That's the truth.
Exactly.
Well,
like, it
what,
goes
what
without
else? What, is,
saying.
what did they want him to say?
Yeah.
Like, there's
What
a
did they
magic
want him
pill
to
or
say?
something.
Like, eat all the food you want.
Yeah.
Never work out.
just have a good mind about
But
attitude.
I just found
Yeah,
it so
it's
funny
the
how they
fuck
all
you wanted to
immediately just
It's like,
snapped
it's
at
like
him.
they were probably thinking like, oh, don't the answer they probably wanted was,
You don't have to
don't
do
even
that.
worry about your
Yeah.
weight.
Don't exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
It
Yeah,
doesn't
you're beautiful.
matter.
You're
It
beautiful in
doesn't
your
matter.
own way.
You're
Yeah.
beautiful the way
But you literally
are.
asked what was the question you said? What was the question
It
you
was
said?
like, how do
I'm
you-
pretty sure it was like the lady was saying like, how do you have a better lifestyle, and like I think it was like lose weight or
How
just
do you lose weight?
Yeah.
like get a better body or something like that. And he was like, eat less food, work out more. And they got so mad. I'm like, what else is like? What else?
He
do you
didn't
do to lose
even.
weight?
He wasn't even rude at specifically her. Let's say she was overweight. He wasn't like.
He was just saying it objectively. Like
Yeah.
he wasn't even
Yeah.
talking to one person. He was just saying like, Yeah, you need to.
And he wasn't even being disrespectful about it.
If they all showed up to the club, no, I'm just kidding.
I know, like for real
Like,
though,
that's
for
just the
real.
fact,
Like if
though,
these
like-
fucking girls, like look at these fucking girls right here, bro.
And this is the thing, bro. Like
God damn.
people, you know Adele, right? You know,
Yeah.
you remember Adele and
She
how
lost a lot of weight.
she lost a lot of weight, and people started hating
People got
on her.
mad at her, bro.
Like what? She was like fat phobic or something like that. Like
What if Lizzo showed up to the club?
Isn't Lizzo like trying to lose weight too?
Lizzo.
But they're gonna call her fat phobic.
They're gonna call her fat
Didn't
phobic.
Lizzo slide into like Chris Hemsworth's DMs? That's what I heard.
I
I
don't
don't
know about
know,
that.
bro, but
But like I know like I've heard stuff of her trying to like get skinnier,
Bro,
right?
she gotta get at Chris Hemsworth. Look that up, Diego.
What are they gonna say
Lizzo Chris
if
Chris
the
Hemsworth.
icon for big body, if
Bruh.
she ends up getting skinny, what are they gonna say now?
No, it's the thing.
if she can do it,
I'm not saying like if she
That's
wants
called
to, if
leading
she
by
wants to
example.
do that, that's fine.
exactly.
But if she expects other people to find her, every person to find her attractive, come on.
it's not realistic. No
Chris
shame.
Evans,
Oh, Chris Evans.
Chris Evans.
You want me to read this out? So Chris Evans, or no, that's Chris Evans.
I
Chris
don't know,
Evans.
I don't know what was the text before. Or maybe this.
he
one?
said
That
he's
looks
a
like
fan.
Chris Evans. He's like,
Hey, Cappy 10.
10. Happy birthday! I heard you're in Vegas celebrating. I'm jealous. Have fun. Thanks, sissy poo.
damn.
Okay.
She's trying to get at him.
Oh God, Jesus! Like what?
I mean, it is Captain America, you know.
Like he's trying to be respectful. He's like, okay,
Yeah,
you're
of
another
course.
celebrity, blah blah, whatever. But he probably has no interest in her
no,
sexually.
he probably doesn't have any interest. He's
Bro,
like,
Chris
okay, let me
Hemsworth?
just be
Is-
nice.
Chris
Isn't-
Evans?
is
No,
Chris Evans
no.
married?
No, Chris Evans.
I
This is
don't
Chris
know,
Evans. I'm
bro.
sorry. I
don't know.
thought
Yeah,
Chris,
Chris Evans. Yeah.
Captain America. I mean, still,
Fucking look at fucking no, bro.
No, bro.
No.
just bring the bodies.
Just bring the bodies,
Bodies, dude.
dude. One of the Andrew Schultz. You know who Andrew Schultz is?
Yeah, the
One,
comedian.
yeah, one of the things he said on the Joe Rogan podcast is that he hates
Look at me.
fat models, and I totally agree with him, bro. Like, I cannot stand a fat
Who?
model. Andrew Schultz.
Oh, the comedian.
Yeah, he said, and it's
That
really
was a
true.
long time ago.
You're
Yeah,
just
it was a
saying, like,
long
these
time ago,
skinny
and it's so
models,
true though.
They basically like they're putting in the effort to lose weight,
Yeah.
and these like
You
the
think-
bigger models, they just expect you to
Like
what-
him.
to look
expect
at
to be
them.
treated the same way,
Yeah.
basically.
They
with,
shouldn't.
no, with no effort. With
Even
no
though,
effort.
Like
Imagine a guy trying to do that.
I've heard modeling is
yeah,
is like
imagine
really,
a guy trying to do that. Be like, hey, I'm fucking fat.
I've
You
heard
better
it's
fuck- you
intense,
better
right?
fucking like
Modeling,
me.
like you have to lose a bunch of weight. Like most of these girls
You
are
have to
unhappy
try.
being so
You have to
skinny
be-
and
you
stuff.
have
Now,
to fucking try.
Here's the difference I think between men and women. A man can be fat
Yeah.
and still, obviously his looks aren't going to be there, but I think he can still bring value to the table.
Yeah.
Whether
Yeah,
if
in
he's
a way,
rich,
He has
yeah,
money
of
and
course.
stuff.
let's say he has money.
Yeah.
But I feel like for girls, unfortunately, looks goes a long way. Looks
Yeah,
goes
looks-
a long way.
Look is the
Very
primary
true.
factor,
That's
right?
very
Yeah.
true.
But here's another thing that girls don't understand, that as a guy, you have to bring, and this is what Andrew Tate talks about, and it's 100% true. As a guy, you can't just be good looking and think you're gonna get girls. It doesn't go that way.
Yeah. Exactly.
You gotta be not only good looking, you gotta be tall, you gotta be jacked, you gotta have money,
value.
you gotta have value, you gotta have a good job, you gotta have a nice
You
house,
have to have
nice
a bunch of
car.
things. You have to have stories, stuff like
Get
that.
stories. You gotta have a game. You gotta know how to talk to a girl. You gotta do this. You gotta have status. You gotta have other men that respect you, other
Yeah.
women that respect you. That's how you're gonna get people. That's how you're gonna be like a Dan Bilzerian or a
Interesting.
Andrew Tate.
And you can argue what's harder, being skinny and good looking, or because that's natural, right?
Or doing
that
whatever
kinda-
you
like
want.
being good looking kind of comes natural. But what's harder, being good looking or having status? Like, you know what I mean? Having money.
Exactly. Or
What's
versus like
harder than that? What's
these
harder?
girls, dude. A girl could be semi good looking
And still get
Yeah.
attention.
and still get attention and still go
Exactly.
to these
Lizzo gets
clubs.
attention.
Get
Yeah.
flown out and stuff.
Get flown out, and a guy, bro.
That's
You could be the
facts.
best looking 10 out of 10. If nobody knows you, you ain't as a guy. You ain't going
You're not
nowhere,
attractive.
dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
that's
If you're
what I'm s-
if you're a
that-
10
yeah.
out of 10 looking guy and you have nothing going for you, you're living in your mom's basement. You're
Yeah.
not getting nothing, bro.
Exactly.
Like you're not gonna be nobody.
So what's harder? Yeah.
'Cause
So that's
like,
that's
it's-
that's Andrew Tate's point right
I mean,
there.
as a guy, like he said, it's being at a club or being in your basement.
Yeah.
It's like no girl. Well, maybe like the odd, like the fluke, but girls aren't gonna chase you just being there. You have
Exactly.
to do something about like.
You need to have your life in
Doesn't
order.
matter how ugly or good looking you are. You have to be someone, right?
You either have to be somebody or she has to know or she has to see it in you that you're like striving to become somebody, right?
Because a lot of them are going to make the argument that they want to be independent nowadays. They want to be self-sufficient for the women.
Mhm.
But, if a woman finds a high-value man that shows any interest in her, the woman is going to want the man to take care of her. Like, it's just primal instinct, right?
Right.
It's just ingrained in us to be like that. It's just
Yep.
traditional. So,
And bro, it's 100% true. I've seen it in the clubs. These girls will get into the best sections just because they're good looking. They have probably nothing going for themselves, like outside of the good looking. and they'll go to these nice parties, after parties, yachts, get flown out, you know. Versus a guy, well, guy would never get that. Guy has to bring some sort of value. Like if I have to bring the girls, and they're like, okay, then you can get in, or I gotta buy the bottle, I gotta pay to get in. She goes, I don't gotta pay for shit, dude.
Dude, like
if you're a good-looking girl, I guarantee you can go probably a long time in life without paying for anything. Like going out.
Yeah, and
take it like from the social media perspective. Like a girl can get millions of followers just posting pictures of her body in a bikini. Like a lot of them think that that's degrading, but a lot of girls do that. They just post pictures of their body and get famous off of that. A guy,
Jordan Peterson,
he posts.
Do you like Jordan Peterson, Arian?
Honestly, I haven't listened to him too much, but I respect him. I know who he is.
Yeah, he's like
I
a
like
guy
him.
will post his grind and like making a living, and like other guys will try to prey on his downfall. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not gonna like, you know, cheer him on and stuff.
They won't.
Like, that guy's doing better than me. Whatever. Like screw that guy.
Yeah.
And another thing is, girls, they can literally, like you said, post one selfie if they're good looking and get like 1,000 guys just DMing them right now, 100 guys DMing them. Guy can never get that, bro.
Nope.
Unless you're like a Drake or somebody, but he's like somebody. Built himself to
but
that value.
even then, if you're a good looking guy and you have stuff going for you, and you're doing well in life, and if you're a 9 out of 10 girl, that girl is getting more DMs than you. Either way.
Yeah, of course, bro.
Like it's so much harder for guys because it comes so easily for women. You can be 200-300 pounds.
These women don't understand it these days.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they don't. I mean, and you could tell them like, listen, think logically. Well, unfortunately, women don't think. It's gonna sound myself. They don't think logically like men do. And I don't mean that like 'cause they're stupid. No, I just mean like, when you're never in an argument with a woman, they're not gonna sit. They're gonna go off on a bunch of BS, right? You're the only one that's gonna say that. Okay, think about it logically. This is what you have to do. This is blah 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 blah. A girl's gonna be like, oh no, my friend said this and this blah blah. You know, and
I feel this.
Yeah, and I feel this. It's like, well, they're going off their feelings. They're very emotional, and it's just the truth.
It's the truth, and people misconstrue that as like a bad thing. Like women are really good at other things, and men are also really good at other things. And it's like I feel like you just have to embrace the person you are. You know what I mean? Like women, like the unhappy. I think the unhappiest women are the women that don't want to be women, or the women that act masculine, and the unhappiest men are the men that act feminine. And it's like it comes all the way. It comes full circle. It's like just embrace who you are. Embrace if you're a man or if you're a woman, and just be the best that you can be. You know what I mean?
I mean, me personally, I can't speak for women. Well, like from this point of view, but as a man, I get so much satisfaction when I do good work and my work gets done. You know, I don't want to be just sitting around waiting for someone to take care of me. Like I would like to get out there and get work done. I don't want someone to come in and save me. You know?
Like, yeah, you know It's so much more satisfaction as a man when you've made it.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. Exactly.
I have a question for you both. You guys both have girlfriends, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you think your girlfriends are truly loyal to you guys? And I don't mean that as like, let's say you guys go into a club, right? And you have like Chris Brown in that section. Mm-hmm. I'm just putting him an example. I'm not saying your girl likes him or something, but what's keeping your girl with you specifically? Because I'm not saying you guys are obviously still building your guys' lives up, right? You guys are still,
of course,
you know, trying to become the best version, up and coming, right? But what do you think is keeping? Is it because you guys been with her since high school? Is it because a lot of girls, bro?
No, that's a good question. That's a good question. Don't even like. You know.
A lot of girls that like that I've been like dating. I've never had a serious girlfriend, but a lot of girls, it's like I know she's been with someone better. Someone that's either better looking than me, richer than me, has more status than me. And I'm like, why is she staying around with me? Because I'm probably not the best dick she's ever had.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I get what you're saying.
So it's like, well, why? And obviously they don't, because they always find someone better.
I think the answer to most, I think the general answer is that women are a lot more emotionally attached. Right?
Yeah, I was about to say that.
If
they're not going to get the same attention from Chris Brown than they are from you.
So I think the big difference is if a woman is emotionally attached to you, it's a lot harder for her to go to somebody else than for her to be loyal. I think women are creatures that need emotion to have a relationship, and it's when a woman loves you, she won't cheat on you. Like when a woman loves you and she's emotionally attached to you, she will not cheat on you.
And I've heard that argument be made. I've seen that argument be made by women, that women cheat out of emotional need. Like women who cheat out of emotional need. They're not feeling emotionally
I don't think a woman could cheat unattached.
Exactly. I don't think so either.
Yeah, exactly.
But there are exceptions There are
Yeah, guys can.
exceptions where obviously there are women that are hoes, right?
Of
and
course.
they go out and do whatever they want. But those are women that
Those girls know instinctually they know no guy will
Yeah.
wife him up unless he's a dumbass.
Yeah.
but they
Beta
don't.
male.
But sometimes they don't. Like sometimes these women
Incel.
that have slept with a bunch of dudes, sometimes they expect some guy to marry her or to give her
Just
a
because
ring.
she's good looking.
When
Exactly.
she's giving herself the reputation of
Exactly.
someone that's not trustworthy, or you know.
And that's also a problem with women. They jump around to guy to guy, and then they expect to have the best guy at the end. You know, you can't have your cake and eat it too, right?
Yeah, that's right.
But-
Do you guys have any other questions? Specifically for me, though? I did want to bring one more topic up.
Go
I do
for it,
got to
bro.
get going like in 15, if that's cool.
No, bro.
You're good, bro.
You're
You're
good.
Yeah. But if you guys had any questions, go ahead. If you had, like, for me.
Well,
specific-
no, I mean, if you had something, bro, go for it.
Yeah.
If you had a
No,
question or something.
The topic I wanted to bring up was, first I want to ask, what have you been doing, Patrick? and
Yeah, man.
Jahir and
So,
Diego? Let's talk about that a little bit.
Right now, I'm doing like I'm working crypto right now, so I work
Okay.
from home, which is great because I have a lot of free time. I can kind of work through my own schedule and stuff like that. So right now I'm working from home.
Do you live here or with your parents still? Or you
Yeah,
have
I
your own
still
place?
live here.
Uh-huh.
Right now I'm working from home. I'm planning on getting my real estate license soon. I'm taking the exam actually the 12th of this month.
Nice.
So I plan on getting my real estate license soon, and then as soon as I get it,
Do you want to sell properties? And stuff?
yeah, as soon as
Nice.
I get it, start selling or join a brokerage, start selling. Keep the podcast going. Obviously, I don't want this to go anywhere, but that's kind of the plan where I'm at right now. I've been going to the gym. I've been going to the gym for like 3 years, but yeah, I mean, like,
What do you do with crypto specifically?
so I work for you know what an NFT is, right? Because we talked about it.
Yeah.
So I work for an NFT project right now that is on the medicinal side of mushrooms. So we sell like mushroom products, mushroom merch,
Like shrooms?
not psychedelic because it's illegal, but yeah, so like mushroom products, stuff like that. So I'm doing that right now. I kind of manage.
Is it illegal or is it just?
It's illegal.
Is it? Oh, but it's
illegal.
decriminalized.
It's illegal on the federal level.
Okay.
There's only
But in
there's certain
California
states
and in
where it's kind of decriminalized.
You sell?
It's like weed.
No,
No,
I
I'm just
don't-
But like yeah, so like that's what I'm doing right now. So I kind of manage. I manage like the social media platforms, and then I manage the Discord because that's kind of like the main place where all the
Nice.
projects go. So I manage the Discord. I manage the social medias. I do a little bit of everything, I guess. And then
Did you go to school at all?
No school right now.
Did you ever go to college?
Yeah, I went
Anything?
I went to community college before COVID, and then once COVID hit, I dropped out just like you.
Okay, nice.
And I was like, fuck that. I don't want that. Because at first I was even going to community college for my real estate license,
right.
and then I realized, why am I going to community college for my real estate
You could
license
just
if
get
I
your
don't even
license.
exactly if I don't
You
even
do
need
it
a
online,
degree?
right?
Yeah. So I did everything online, passed my courses. So now the 12 comes, take my test, hopefully I pass it, and go from there.
Good luck with that. How about you, man?
bro?
Me, I probably got the most basic ground level job.
That's fine.
Just because I'm in school. I'm doing
Yeah.
Harvard College, but that's because I'm in the same kind of boat where you were in. Like, I don't know. I'm just getting my AA because I don't know what I want to do. It still hasn't clicked
Yeah.
for me.
Be a
But
pilot, bro. No.
maybe I'll consider it. Like, I've definitely considered like being a pilot, a firefighter, a teacher.
Yeah.
Just see where I
I
can
wanna
get
be
my
a
foot in the
teacher.
door.
personally, but
And I work in sales, like C's Candies, like the chocolate and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I work in like a call center.
damn, so
Nice.
you must make me good money, bro.
It's whatever. It's still not salary. It's hourly. And
Alright.
I just got to call like schools and businesses, see if they want to make a bulk order. So it's good because of my hours. Just a basic 9 to 5. It's not my dream job,
Yeah.
and I just kind of want to get that 9 to 5 thing out of my system because I don't want to do that for the rest of my life.
Right.
But
Neither do I. Even with the pilot thing, like eventually, I don't want to retire 65 as a pilot. I want to like get the connections as private jet pilot, and then like try to start business through that, whether it's real estate, trucking, or whatever.
Yeah.
That's businesses I've thought about. What about you, Diego?
Bro, honestly, right now my boat is kind of like how yours was. Like right now, I'm trying to join the Air Force, and like my boat is kind of the same. Where I'm like thinking about like maybe they can pay for something that I want to do in the future.
I'll tell you about military, but only do it if you're gonna get a benefit out of it. If you're gonna do it like for serving your country, I have nothing against the military, but I'm telling you, bro, it's not for that.
I think that's
You're gonna get used, bro.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But like the
Just
Air
another
Force,
number.
I think that's the
Yeah.
branch to join if you're gonna join. And like, cause I've been interested in aviation too. Like I've taken.
Do you want to be an
some,
Air Force
like-
pilot? You need a degree in a bunch of that
You
shit.
need 4-year
What?
college. You need to be
That's
an
another
officer.
reason why I didn't go
What?
into
If
piloting in the military.
Because
Because
that-
you should be a military
yeah,
pilot. I'm like, no.
but that'd be
Yeah.
cool. But like that would take a while. So if I want to do that,
Exactly.
I would be like go to school, go to school while I'm serving,
yeah.
get my 4-year degree, become an officer,
So
and then
hard.
it's gonna take a long time. But like if I get into the groove where like I'm like this is what I like this. Like, I could see myself serving like up to 20 years, and
Okay.
like retiring when I'm 40 or something like that. Cause like for me, I'm not like super like into like entrepreneurial shit where like
That's
I'm, like,
fine,
Yeah,
yeah,
so like I want to like
respect.
if I could retire at 40 and like just have a small place somewhere in the country, that's what I would like to do.
In the forest.
In the country
in
somewhere, just
Oregon.
like somewhere in like Texas or like
I
I don't fucking know. Like, yeah, just like so like
Just chill.
if I find myself like in a career where I could retire at 40 or 45, 42,
That's
Nice.
a dream.
fuck
Nice.
it. That's that's me right now.
Simplistic.
Yeah.
Simplistic.
But
What's up?
yeah.
Yeah.
How you have to get going, or how much time?
No,
do you
no,
have?
yeah. I want to bring up one more topic.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Anything, bro.
I remember. I don't know if you guys remember. I was kind of really big into politics
Yeah.
back in high school.
I don't remember that actually. I don't remember you
Yeah,
being that into
I don't
politics.
I don't remember either, but like I know I got Patrick into politics like a lot, like
Yeah, we-
heavily.
we
probably,
reminisce now.
Probably 12th grade, like I was like
Really into
big
it.
time into like
I used to be like a super hard, like conservative.
What year?
Probably like 10th to like
Oh, wow.
12.
Nice, because
And I would be like, oh, these stupid liberal kids. You know, in my mind, I would.
Mhm.
Walk around just like,
But
this
like,
guy. You know,
What, who?
Like walking around just looking at people, just like, oh, I know.
yeah,
this guy's
exactly.
This
And I was really a nobody myself. But
but like then you like you like build yourself up into like somebody.
Yeah.
Like, you
So,
hustle.
But now, dude, I don't
That's
give two
very
shits about
respectable.
politics. To be
Mhm.
honest with you,
Yeah.
that's why I want to talk about like if you guys don't mind talking about it.
I'm good with talking
No,
about
no,
politics.
no.
Like, are you guys politically involved? Are you guys? Do you
No.
guys vote? Do you guys have a specific
Personally,
views?
Patrick and I cannot vote yet because we have green cards, so like we don't have
Really?
a citizenship
I
yet.
thought you guys were citizens.
In a year, in 8 months, we can apply for it.
Because you guys were born in Mexico, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we've had our green card. We've been legal the whole time because we don't like. I mean, we believe in like the
Legal immigration.
we
Yeah,
believe
yeah,
in
of course,
legal
of course.
immigration.
But I thought, how long have you guys been living here in the U.S. then?
13 years, 14 years now. I think almost
No,
15.
more than that.
15
Like
years, yeah.
So you guys, when you
16
guys were
years.
really young,
we moved here. when we
17,
were-
like 17 years.
Yeah, 17,
17 years in the
oh,
United
you
But
guys
States.
were
but it took
21,
us-
right?
Yeah,
So like 4 years in Mexico.
So
the
you guys
rest
were really
here.
young when you moved here. Okay.
Yeah.
like 3
But-
years old.
Politically, I watch a lot of political commentaries on the left, on the right. I don't know, where would you say you lean more towards?
I am neutral on politics. I don't lean any side.
You don't need any
I
side.
have if you bring up a specific topic now, or an issue, I can talk about it,
Okay.
Yeah.
and you could probably see where I'm at. I would say, on most topics that I have an opinion on, I'm right leaning.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else I could care less about. And
Mhm.
here's my actual viewpoint on politics and
Okay.
religion, and not to bash anyone's religion.
Nope.
A lot of people think I'm Muslim, Islamic, because I'm Persian and from the Middle East. My parents or my grandparents and a lot of my family members are. I'm not. I'm not a Christian or Catholic either. I guess you could call it. I think it's agnostic. I believe in God.
Yeah.
Well, I don't follow a specific. I don't believe I should follow a specific religion. I just believe I could pray to a God.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be a specific way, whether it's Christianity, Catholicism, or Islam. But as for politics, the reason I don't really have a side, and I used to be conservative, but I've really realized if you care too much about politics, at the end of the day, politicians don't, whether they're Republican, Democrat, they don't give two shits
Yeah,
about
give a
you.
fuck about
Yeah.
you.
Your day-to-day life ain't gonna change. It doesn't matter who the president is. It doesn't matter who the mayor is. Whatever. It's like if you get up every day, you grind, you put in the work, you exercise, you're going after your goals, and actually being about it,
You'll get some.
you'll get somewhere. It doesn't matter who the politics are. That's just something that they want you to worry about
Of course.
and come vote. So I think, I don't vote, even though I could.
What would you say are your strongest opinions?
I would
with-
say I'm a
with
supporter
the
of the
biggest
Second
topic?
Amendment.
Okay.
Nice.
Just for
That's
self.
a good one.
That's for self-protection and stuff.
Self-protection.
And I'm saddened that it's become a political issue.
Yeah.
It's like a right and left issue. I think it's just a constitution, and it's like everyone should respect it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So that and then like other issues economically, I would say conservatives tend to have better economic views in terms of the economy and businesses and lower taxes and stuff. And that's at the end of the day that helps.
Capitalism.
overall, yeah, I support capitalism, and it's not. I don't think it's a Republican Democrat issue. I just believe that's the best economic
economy.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is now. But like,
unfortunately, it's become. But it's because when you look at it, that's the only, in my opinion, economy that allows a nobody to become somebody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Totally. Totally agree.
And there's a bunch of hypocrisy with capitalism, because a bunch of the people that hate capitalism are sipping on their Starbucks drinks. You know what I mean?
Dude, here's a whole thing I'll say. Oh, and like other issues, by the way, like abortions, police, which I don't give two craps about. But that doesn't affect my day-to-day life.
Well, like you're saying, why is everything political nowadays, right?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It doesn't have to be political.
But one thing I want to say about capitalism, these colleges and universities that a lot of them are left-leaning, and the professors are liberal, and they're teaching these like business studies and stuff. A lot of them, I've seen it myself because I went to community college. I've seen the liberal college, even at community college, and I have friends that go to college, and they tell me a lot of these professors are left-leaning, and they'll sit there and bash capitalism. They'll make students write articles and essays. You've seen it in high school.
Oh, dude. And yeah, even in I think Natalie told us a story like where like if she doesn't support left-leaning views, she'll get a fail.
Exactly.
That's fucking crazy.
They do that, and then here's the thing that's the biggest hypocrisy of it all. These colleges and universities, whether they're UCLA, USC, private universities like Harvard, wherever it is, all these liberal schools, most of them are liberal. They bash capitalism and these rich people, yet the same institutions are the biggest, like they're like the richest things out there, the richest institutions out there. Like here's an example. They're gonna charge. It takes them $6 to make a textbook. Makes them right. They're charging $200. What is that? That's capitalism.
Yep.
And then they're over here bashing companies for selling, they're making all these corporate profits, and it's like, you guys are doing the same thing. Well, so why are you bashing them when you guys are doing? And it's probably worse because at least they admit it because they're a corporation. You guys are so-called non-profits here to help.
Lying about it.
Yeah, you guys are lying about it. You guys are so-called. We're here for the students. All this BS. And another thing that they really get you, and I applied to the university. I was about to go to ASU. Mm-hmm. They're like, first year as a college student, you should live on campus at the student dorms so you can get the quote unquote college experience. That's a bunch of load of bullshit.
Yeah.
because there is no college experience. They're just trying to have you come in their apartment, so you fill them. You pay them a bunch of money up front so you can live in their dorms, and it costs more to live in them than to go out rent an outside apartment usually, just so they can make money. And they're selling it all in the name of the college experience, and these unfortunately dumb young kids will do it. Another thing is they'll give you a loan for $200K to go to a 4-year university with absolutely no credit checks, no income, no nothing, and I can't even get a $40K loan for a car.
For real.
Can
you get a business loan?
But we'll sign you off to go to fucking wherever university for $200K for 4 years and come out with a BS degree, and the government's gonna fund it, taxpayer money, and you're gonna come up with all this interest. And people are like, well, you're going to take a loan for flight school. I think flight school, I'm almost kind of guaranteed a job.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's a private loan too. Yep. It's on my credit. I'm not taking the government's credit, Yeah. So.
Yeah, and the way you described it earlier, it just kind of did. I kind of compared it to like a club. How it's like if you don't bring money or status to that school, they're not going to let you in. Because like at the same time, like it's even a lot. They do the lottery sometimes. Like, are you going to get into the school? And it's like you could be the smartest kid in the world, but if you're not bringing something to that school, they're not going to accept you.
Right. It's either grades or athletics or something.
These kids in high school losing their mind over trying to get into their dream school.
Like I remember, I'm sure like what did they come in like before you graduated, or like your junior year, whatever year it is that you have to like apply for schools. I don't know if it was junior, senior year, whatever. They were coming in like people from all these colleges, like, oh, make sure you apply. Don't miss this deadline. Don't miss this deadline. And it's like, well, what if someone wants to do something else?
They don't talk about that. They don't talk about that. They don't talk about that.
What if, and they don't respect it, unfortunately. They don't respect the trades. They don't respect the entrepreneurships. But, I mean, it's always been like that. And I think a lot of people are realizing that. But a lot of people aren't either. And my thing is, it's like, if you want to go to university, I'm not saying don't. I'm not saying I'm against. I'm just saying know what you're going for and know where your money's going. And if it's going to be something that's going to help you with your future and your goals, then do it. But if you're going just for the quote-unquote college experience and you're just there to shoot the shit and you don't know, you're wasting your money, and they're taking money from you, and they're teaching you that capitalism's bad, yet they're implementing it on you.
Yep.
Yes.
And we're told since like preschool, kindergarten, first grade, elementary, they're like that it's the only option. They don't
Of course.
University is the only option. If you don't go to college, you're gonna end up like almost saying that you're gonna end up homeless if you don't go to university.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah.
Here's what I will say about colleges. I think most people need direction, and I think if you don't know what you want to do, or if you don't have that mindset, that entrepreneurial mindset, that business mindset, you want to be your own employer, you want to work for yourself. I think if you don't know what you want to do, I think the best course of action might be college. I think that might be
Community
the best.
college. Don't go to a
Community
university.
college, and then maybe you can transfer. But I think going to school, if you have no idea what you want to do, and you're not really passionate enough to be self-employed or to start your own business, college may be the best for you.
Yeah.
Because self-employment and being an entrepreneur is not for everyone.
It's not easy, and it's not easy
for everyone. Yeah.
And the thing is, like, some people do that. Some people just go start working. But here's the thing: like, if you're gonna slave away for the rest of your life, at least do something you like.
Yeah.
You know.
That's true. Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I bounced around a bunch of jobs, and I didn't know what I was doing. But now I'm dead center on this is what I want to do, the pilot thing. And
That's
like,
good though.
Pilot. That's
like
exciting,
bouncing
bro.
around
Like,
jobs is good.
Yeah.
Like because then
Yeah.
you kind
You
of
learn
like
what
you kind of scratch that itch, right?
Exactly.
You kind of scratch that. Okay,
You
I did this.
experienced this,
Exactly. I
I
did
didn't
this.
like
I don't
it.
want to do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
try this now. And then you find something, and then you kind of dive into it, and then okay, I really like this. Let me get into this, and then that's
Right.
kind of how it takes off, right? But yeah, I mean,
That was a good one. That was a really good one.
That was a fucking good podcast.
I gotta
dude.
pee.
Me too,
Alright.
bro.
Dude.
I gotta pee.
Hey, this is our first 2-hour long podcast.
It was 2 hours.
I'm
2
telling
hours?
You, we
Badass.
would fucking love to go longer, but I know you gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, no,
But
do the
dude-
intro, bro, so you can edit it.
Oh, we gotta do the intro. Shit.
Right, let me know when you're
You
ready.
want to do it? I think I
can
did
do
the
it.
last one. Yeah, go for it.
I mean,
Bro.
if you want to do it.
And we gotta do the outro now.
Thank you, everybody, for watching this episode. Thank you very much, Arian. Thank you,
course.
Patrick.
Yeah, yes, sir. We'll have all of your social medias
Plug
down in the
everything down
description.
below.
We really appreciate you coming
Yeah,
on, bro.
thank you
It was
for
a really
coming
good-
on, bro.
It was
It
our
was
first
nice
2 hour
talking to you
podcast.
guys.
It was our first 2 hour podcast. So I think
Yeah.
it was one of our best ones.
Let us know what
yeah.
you guys think.
We gotta
down
get you
below.
back on, dude.
Let us know if you guys
That
want to
was
have
a-
him
that
back
was a-
on.
I'm down to come
That was
back
a
on,
fucking
and we can
good
talk about
podcast.
anything.
Of
That was a
course.
great podcast.
I want to bring like somebody else too.
I'm down for that.
I'm down
bro.
for
That was a
that.
good podcast.
Maybe like Kristen or somebody.
I'd love to
Okay,
get you back
you
on,
talk to
yeah.
Chandler still, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Anybody,
maybe
yeah.
I'll
I
ask
don't
him. Yeah.
know. All right, bro. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
All right, everybody.
for
Thanks
sure.
for watching.
Thank you for
Nice.
watching.